Alright, buckle up, folks, because this story is about to get wild. Picture this. A regular kid shows up for his first day of class, but instead of the warm welcome you'd expect, the teacher who, by the way, is a level 58 academy powerhouse immediately throws some major shade. Why? Because this kid, a legit 3-time reincarnated warrior, is getting evaluated by a freshman. Yeah, awkward. But then, oh boy, the drama escalates. Just a minute into class, our guy casually shuts his book with a dramatic paw and struts out without a backward glance. Talk about leaving an impression. The teacher, fuming, his pride shattered, he teleports in front of the kid in a flash, blocking him like, "You better give me a good reason for this nonsense." Turns out, our boy's got bigger problems. See? Just yesterday, he was gaming hardcore, grinding in this epic game called Apocalypse. He was this close to becoming a god, but the cooldowns on his skills and an endless swarm of summoned monsters ruined his plans. Then game over. Frustrated, he slammed his desk and then, poof, the screen flickered, and next thing he knows, he's waking up on a bus. Did he just transmigrate into the game? Oh, it gets better. His chubby gaming buddy, sitting right next to him. "Wait, you're here too," he blurts out, shocked. The chubby dude, completely clueless, gives him a confused look. "Dude, quit joking, you're supposed to help me with tomorrow's school assessment." Reality hits like a truck. They're not just in the game world, they're stuck in the Apocalypse universe. And the only way out? Survive and dominate. Luckily, our guy's got all his gaming skills from his past life, but the real question is, how much of this world actually matches the game? Fast forward to the practice grounds, while everyone else is scratching their heads figuring out basic tasks. Our main guy's already eyeing the first dungeon. He steps inside, and surprise, it's an exact replica of the game's newbie village. Flashbacks flood in, and he remembers the key to his rise, awakening a passive skill. And boom, he nails it on his first try. Not just any passive skill, though this one's insane. It lets him convert two active skills into passive abilities, which means no cooldowns, no limits, pure destruction. If this system works like it did in the game, he's about to break the meta. To test it out, he picks Wave Slash, a skill that not only sends enemies flying but also deals 1.5x damage. Pretty sweet, right? Time for a trial run against a beefy level 3 Minotaur. He charges up and whoosh, sends the beast flying with a shockwave. Boom, the ground cracks. But wait, the Minotaur isn't even scratched. Oh. Next thing you know, the Minotaur stomps the ground like it owns the place and lunges with a massive axe. Wham! Our guy barely manages to block, but his sword shatters on impact. Things are looking grim until his passive kicks in with a 0.2-second invincibility window. He doesn't waste a moment, countering with Wave Palm, another passive skill, and sends the Minotaur crashing to the ground for good. Kaboom! Victory achieved. And man, this passive system is a game changer. Not only does it bypass cooldowns, but it also boosts damage output with every level. This is the edge he needed to fix the mistakes of his past life. Back then, cooldowns and endless monsters held him back, but now, he's got a shot at becoming the strongest. First step, tackle tomorrow's assessment. But before that, he realizes there's another problem: his weapons are wearing out too quickly. In his past life, switching weapons mid-fight cost him precious time, and that's how he got swarmed and taken down. Not this time. His second passive skill reduces weapon switch cooldowns by 30%. Now, he can swap weapons like flipping a coin, keeping the momentum going in battle. With his arsenal ready and his skills fine-tuned, our boy is gearing up for the ultimate redemption arc. This time, nothing's stopping him from claiming the throne he was destined for. Tomorrow's assessment, piece of cake. Day 2 at the nosy assessment hall, and things are already heating up. As soon as Cheng Qianmo walks in, he bumps into his buddy, Li Han, who's beaming with pride. "Guess what? My dad used his manure power to handle the assessment mat," he blurts out. Cheng Qianmo facepalms instantly. "Dude, keep it down. You're practically screaming. My dad pulled strings." Turns out, the assessment takes place in the fiery Kazuma map teeming with level 3 to 10 monsters that aren't exactly beginner-friendly. Qianmo turns to Li Han with a serious expression. "Be honest, what's the highest level elite monster you can solo?" Li Han awkwardly scratches his head. "A level 5, tops," Kianmo buries his face in his hand. Man, your dad's backdoor deal really did all the heavy lifting, huh? But before Li Hong can respond, an obnoxious voice cuts through the crowd behind them, relying on daddy's money to cheat your way in. Pathetic, why don't you just quit now and save your poor dad the embarrassment? Enter Malfon, the classic spoiled rich kid. Li Hong's face turns red with anger, and he immediately rolls up his sleeves, ready to throw hands. But Kianmo calmly steps in, holding him back. Of course, Malfon doesn't stop there. What? Think you can take me? You're not even worth my time. Without a word, Kianmo casually sticks out his foot. Malfon stumbles, flailing awkwardly, and crashes backward to the ground. Thud! Malfon scrambles to his feet, furious. You're dead, kid, he roars, swinging a punch at Kianmo, but Kianmo effortlessly blocks it like it's nothing. Then, with a sly grin, he hits him with a challenge. How about a little wager? Kianmo says smoothly. Li Hong's assessment score will definitely beat yours. Malfon freezes for a second before bursting into laughter, clutching his chest dramatically. Are you serious? This is comedy gold. Fine, I'll humor you. If I lose, I'll run 3 laps around the school field naked and shout, I'm a loser. At the top of my lungs, Kianmo smirks, deal. Li Hong looks at Kianmo like he's lost his mind. Are you crazy? There's no way I can beat him. Kianmo stays calm, patting Li Hong on the shoulder. Trust me. Now, here's what you're going to do first, this, then that. And finally he leans in to whisper his plan, and Li Hong's eyes light up. Bro, that's genius, Li Hong exclaims, brimming with newfound confidence. Before long, the year supervisor, Zhang Lei, steps up and announces, the assessment begins now. Li Hong pumps his fist. Watch me shine, Kianmo. Meanwhile, Kianmo makes his way into the map as well. The fiery chasm map is no joke. It's set in the remains of a massive volcano, crawling with orcs and demons. At the very peak lies the dungeon boss, Berzanar, the flame tyrant. As Kianmo takes in the surroundings, nostalgia hits him hard. This place, it's just like the game. But there's no time for reminiscing. A pack of green-skinned orcs spots him, snarling. All right, let's warm up with you guys first, he mutters, charging in. Just as he closes the gap, an orc swings its spiked arm straight at his face. Kianmo quickly stomps the ground and leaps back, narrowly dodging. Whew! He steadies himself only to realize more orcs have surrounded him. This isn't like the game where he had a mouse and keyboard to control everything. Now, it's all reflexes and instinct. And these orcs, they're way tougher than he remembers. Fighting this many once is overwhelming. This is going to be rough, he mutters, gripping his weapon tightly as the orcs close in. But hey, when has a challenge ever stopped me before? Just then, a crisp ding rings out from the system. Detected. Host possesses extensive operational experience. Would you like to convert all experience into physical instincts? Chen Kianmo stares blankly at the message. Wait, what? Experience can be converted. Before he can even process it, another prompt appears. Congratulations. Experience successfully converted to physical instincts. Immediately, he feels it an undeniable upgrade. Every muscle, every reflex, feels sharper, faster, and more precise. It's like his body has been fine-tuned to perfection, far surpassing even his old in-game skills. But there's no time to celebrate. 2 orcs charge at him. Weapons raised, Kianmo reacts without thinking, pushing off the ground and flipping upside down, landing gracefully on a nearby rock. From his perch, he glances down, calculating their positions. Now's my chance. With a sharp paw, he launches himself like a bullet, and bam! His foot smashes into an orc's face. The force sends the beast flying, tumbling like a ragdoll. This ability is insane, Kianmo marvels. He can now control every muscle in his body with pinpoint precision, far beyond what he could ever achieve in his previous life playing the game. If my instincts are this sharp, taking down these guys will be a breeze. Meanwhile, the remaining orcs are enraged, feeling underestimated. They charge at him with reckless abandon. Perfect. Keep coming. Kianmo springs off the ground with a well-timed leap, baiting them into a straight line. As they close in, he lands lightly behind them, sliding into position. One orc hesitates, momentarily stunned by the sudden maneuver. Exactly what I needed. Kianmo dashes in low with a slick slide tackle, sending the orc flying into the air. Without missing a beat, he draws his lawnsaw and activates wave slash, 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 slash. 5 arcs of energy streak through the air, piercing the airborne orc from every angle. The beast crashes to the ground with a resounding thud. Lifeless. A system notification pops up. Special action executed. Bonus, plus 50% experience. Level up from 1 to 3. Awarded 8 free attribute points. Kianmo grins ear to ear. Not bad at all. Not only is monster hunting a breeze, but the bonus rewards are the icing on the cake. This passive skill is straight up broken. He chuckles, feeling more confident than ever. With his new level and fresh attribute points, Kianmo continues exploring the fiery chasm, seeking out more monsters to test his growing arsenal of beginner skills and weapons. This time, it's not just about survival, it's about enjoying the hunt. Compared to my last life, this is so much more fun. Meanwhile, back in the assessment hall, the giant leaderboard screen is lighting up, and one name is climbing faster than a rocket. Cheng Kianmo. In just 5 minutes, he's hit level 3. Leaving everyone else still stuck at level 1, fumbling around in the beginner zones. The crowd, shocked, holy crap, who's this monster? The school actually has a prodigy like this. Even the instructors are intrigued, muttering among themselves, this Cheng Kianmo kid is something else. Let's see if he pulls any more surprises. While most candidates are sweating bullets fighting monsters, here's Cheng Kianmo casually lounging behind a rock, napping. When he's not snoozing, he's playing fetch with a random stray dog. His score so high the supervisor can't even look at it without wincing. And when he finally gets serious, he whips out his family heirloom Gatling gun, sprays the battlefield with bullets, and rockets to the top of the leaderboard in seconds. But wait, there's more. The system suddenly announces that he's unlocked a rare hidden class, Support Mage. Meanwhile, back in the action, Cheng Kianmo ventures alone into a secluded valley, where he stops at a clearing. Up ahead, he spots a group of level 2 beginner monsters, Shadow Warlocks. He grins. He remembers these guys from the game. If I exploit that bug, I can wipe them all out at once. Without hesitation, he pulls out a grappling gun, aims at the cliffside, and fires. The hook latches securely, and with a quick leap, he's perched above the unsuspecting monsters. From his vantage point, he whips out a handful of throwing knives and hurls one straight at a warlock below. Whoosh! The knife finds its mark, and the warlock snarls in pain, immediately turning to locate the attacker. It spots Kianmo standing smugly on a cliff's edge and fires off a shadow arrow in retaliation. But Kianmo, not impressed, he dodges with a quick sidestep, the arrow missing by a mile. Shadow Warlocks are low-level creatures with only 2 skills, Shadow Arrow and Summon Hound. Knowing this, Kianmo disappears from their line of sight. As expected, the Warlocks quickly drop out of combat mode, returning to their default idle state, as if nothing had happened. Yup, the bug still works, Kianmo smirks. This particular bug from the game makes the Shadow Warlocks unable to attack properly if their targeting logic is interrupted. Time for step 2. Kianmo waits for the Warlocks to start summoning their hounds, then leaps back into action, dispatching the hounds the moment they appear. Now comes the fun part, the explode in full swing. Since Summon Hound takes priority over Shadow Arrow, the Warlocks keep trying to summon more hounds whenever one dies. But with no hounds alive, and unable to target Kianmo properly, the Warlocks become stuck in a loop. Summon, fail, summon again. Their AI gets completely scrambled. Perfect. I can sit back and let them goof around while I rack up kills. Kianmo finds a comfy spot. Leaning against a rock, the Warlocks, oblivious, are stuck summoning hounds endlessly while Kianmo casually plans his next move. All he has to do now is wait until he's satisfied, swoop in, kill the Warlocks, and scoop up the insane XP bounty from the hounds they've summoned. Time for a nap. They'll still be at it when I wake up. He closes his eyes with a grin as the chaotic loop of Warlock summoning continues. This is almost too easy. Meanwhile, back in the bustling assessment hall, the leaderboard's been unusually quiet about Cheng Kianmo, and his name has vanished entirely. Suddenly, a student shouts, breaking the tension, "Look! Senior Luo Jing successfully switched to the gunner class." Another chimes in, and Senior Conke is now swordsman. The hall buzzes with excitement, but the supervisor's brows furrow. Where's Cheng Qianmo? He hasn't made a peep in hours. What rank is he now? The moment he checks, his eyes widen in disbelief. What? Dead last. Students nearby erupt into laughter. Guess his early lead was just dumb luck. Even the supervisor looks concerned. With only 4 hours left in the assessment, he mutters, at this rate, he won't even hit level 6, let alone awaken his talent by beating the boss. Just as despair settles in, one of his assistants points to the screen and gasps. Wait, look at that, he's climbing. In an instant, the entire room turns to the leaderboard. Cheng Qianmo's name shoots up the ranks like a rocket, zooming past 121 in mere seconds. The supervisor's jaw drops. What in the world is he doing? Flashback to 1 minute earlier. Cheng Qianmo wakes up from his nap, stretches, and lazily peers down the mountainside. At the foot of the valley, a pack of over 400 hounds has respawned. Oh, this is going to be fun, he mutters, setting up his trusty family heirloom Gatling gun. With a mischievous grin, he opens fire. Brer, the gun roars to life, spitting bullets that rain down on the hounds. The Shadow Warlocks can only stand by helplessly as their summons are annihilated in waves. After a relentless barrage, the battlefield is eerily quiet. Not a single hound remains, and the Warlocks have been reduced to dust. The system chimes endlessly. Ding, hound defeated. Ting. Level up, ding, bonus XP awarded. By the end of the massacre, Cheng Qianmo has skyrocketed to level 13, claiming the top spot on the leaderboard. The assessment hall. Pure chaos. What kind of monster is this guy? He's already level 13? Even nationwide, that's top 3 material. Who is this Cheng Qianmo? The instructors scramble to claim credit. One brags, of course he's amazing, he's my student. But just as he's basking in the spotlight, the supervisor looms over him. Your student, you've been blind as a bat. Why didn't you report such talent sooner? Back in the system, a prompt appears. Congratulations. You've reached level 13. Choose your class. Qianmo stops dead in his tracks. In his previous life, he had mastered every god-tier class, but one path had remained unexplored. The Scatterer, an unclassed special profession. Unlike traditional classes, Scatterers aren't restricted by specific skills or gear. They can mix and match equipment for maximum versatility, creating endless combinations. The downside, their damage output is notoriously weak, especially in the late game, where it becomes nearly impossible to compete without extraordinary skill. But Qianmo's passive system changes everything. With its power, he can overcome the Scatterer's biggest flaw, turning it into an unstoppable force. No hesitation, Qianmo selects Scatterer. The system responds, due to unallocated attribute points. Your class has been down to the unique hidden subclass, Arcane Reforger. The hall reacts instantly. What? He chose Scatterer. That's the weakest profession in existence. What an idiot. He's wasting his insane potential. Even the supervisor shakes his head in disbelief. He's squandering his talent. What a shame. But up in the headmaster's office, it's a different story. After reviewing Qianmo's assessment footage, the headmaster's eyes sparkle with admiration. This boy's potential is limitless. His passive system eliminates the Scatterer's weakness entirely. With his ability to freely switch weapons and skills, he might even surpass the strongest warriors of his previous life. The scene shifts back to Qianmo, now standing at the precipice of his journey as a Scatterer. The world doubts him, but he knows better. This time, he's rewriting the rules. Get ready. This life is going to be different. Just as Cheng Qianmo selected the Scatterer class, the supervisor completely lost his temper. Zhao, he bellowed, glaring at the boy's homeroom teacher. What kind of teacher are you? How could you let this happen? The poor homeroom teacher stammered, his face pale. It's not my fault. His application clearly said he wanted to be a berserker. I have no idea why he chose Scatterer. It's like he's throwing away his future. The surrounding students whispered among themselves, their curiosity piqued. Is the Scatterer class really that bad? Meanwhile, Qianmo was unfazed by the commotion. While others saw Scatterer as a weak and useless class, he saw it as the perfect fit. With his lifetime of gaming knowledge and mastery of tactics, he could push the Scatterer class beyond its limits. But then he noticed something strange. The system had bound him to the hidden subclass, Arcane Reforger. Curious, He tapped for more details and was instantly stunned. Arcane Reforger. Progress by defeating dungeon bosses to unlock records and skills. A grin spread across his face. This class, it's tailor-made for me. Why? Because in the world of Apocalypse, Chen Qianmo knew every dungeon, boss mechanic, and hidden exploit by heart. This wasn't just an advantage, it was a golden ticket. Time to level up my passives and stack attack speed. He glanced at a pack of monsters nearby. You guys are up first. With every stat point he allocated, he could physically feel the changes in his body: faster reflexes, sharper movements, and quicker strikes. This is way more fun than just clicking a keyboard. Midway through grinding, a rare drop caught his eye. The Demon's Grimoire. Qianmo's eyes lit up. Oh, right, this starts the hidden questline. Almost forgot how much fun this one was. He decided to focus on gathering the quest items before continuing the grind. As the clock ticked down, only 1 hour remained in the assessment. Students across the board were gearing up for the final challenge. The zone's boss, Berzanar. Berzanar, a terrifying lion-like beast, was no pushover. His ultimate move, Sacrifice, inflicted continuous damage on players, randomly applying debuffs like attack reduction. If not defeated quickly, he would single-handedly crush any attempt at awakening. One by one, students charged into the boss area, only to be mercilessly cut down. The atmosphere in the hall was tense as Berzanar stood undefeated. Finally, Chen Qianmo arrived at the scene. He had spent half an hour collecting quest items, cutting things dangerously close. All right, time to end this. Berzanar's guards noticed him immediately, roaring as they lunged with massive axes. But Qianmo didn't flinch. Big guys. Huh, not bad. But you're way too slow. With a smooth slide tackle, he dodged their attack, then launched himself into the air, landing a double kick to their heads. Damn, bam. Both guards went flying, clearing the way to the boss. With his minions gone, Berzanar roared in fury and began channeling Sacrifice. The countdown ticking ominously. 5 seconds remaining, but Qianmo was already in motion. In a single leap, he closed the distance and slammed a kick into Berzanar's chest, sending the lion sprawling backward. No time to waste. He whipped out his Gatling gun and unloaded. Brer. The bullets shredded through the boss, forcing it to roar and burrow into the ground. Moments later, it erupted, entering berserk mode. Berzanar charged at him in a blind rage, but Qianmo was ready. He smoothly switched to a spear, spinning it with precision before delivering a flurry of blows to the lion's legs. Crack, the sound of bone breaking echoed through the valley. You're not going anywhere. Knowing the key to victory was speed, Qianmo pressed the advantage. He approached the trembling boss, its once mighty form reduced to a quivering mess. Berzanar's weakness, its exposed brain. Sorry, I'm on a schedule. With no hesitation, Qianmo drove the spear into Berzanar's skull. Thud. The boss collapsed lifelessly, its massive body hitting the ground with finality. The assessment hall erupted in chaos. He did it. He soloed Berzanar. Even the supervisor, who had been skeptical of Qianmo's choices, couldn't contain his shock. This boy is unbelievable. Meanwhile, Qianmo was already walking away. Calm and collected, this was only the beginning. With his unmatched knowledge, deadly skills, and game-breaking passive system, his choice of Scatterer would soon prove to be the most brilliant decision of all. This life, I'm aiming for the top. Meanwhile, back in the assessment hall, looks like this year's top spot is definitely going to Luo Jingjing. Someone exclaimed confidently, but just as the words left their mouth, the leaderboard flickered and then erupted in chaos. Chen Qianmo's name shot back up to the top, leaving Luo Jingjing and everyone else stunned. Luo Jingjing spun around, her face a mix of disbelief and outrage. Impossible. You can't advance to second-tier professions without being at least level 10. How did I lose to Li Hong? Of all people. Her classmates tried to console her. Relax. He must have cheated. John the supervisor already dragged him off to investigate. Hearing this, Luo Jingjing's skull softened, and she nodded. That explains it. No way a slacker like him could beat me otherwise. Meanwhile, Li Hong, the accused, was a trembling wreck under interrogation. I swear I didn't cheat, he stammered. It was just a lucky performance. The examiner, Wu Yanzu, a legendary instructor at Zhancheng Academy, leaned in. Unimpressed, you don't even know the boss's skills or appearance, yet you're claiming innocence. Do you want to be the first student expelled for fraud? Speak up, who helped you cheat? Faced with Wu Yanzu's glare, Li Hong broke. Dropping to his knees, he confessed, "It was Chen Qianmo. He taught me exactly how to defeat the boss step by step. I followed his advice and barely awakened my talent in time." Wu Yanzu froze at this revelation, his mind racing. A hidden genius at Zhang Chen Academy. Zhang, the supervisor, stepped forward to clarify. "Chen Qianmo is the one who set the new record by reaching level 13, but he's still in the dungeon. Let me pull up his footage." When the video played, everyone watching was left speechless. Even Wu Yanzu couldn't hide his amazement. Incredible, this Chen Qianmo is no ordinary student. His potential is limitless. Back in the dungeon, Qianmo had only one task left to complete the assessment, touch the crystal sphere. With 15 minutes remaining, he decided to finish the hidden quest he'd started instead. He arranged 6 collected items: ancient books, obsidian, a withered branch, a crystal shard, a broken sword, and the skull of a hound in a circle on the ground. As the items align, flames erupted from the void, and a shadowy figure materialized. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" the entity boomed. This was Taemin, the Hungerer, a hidden boss with unparalleled power. Summoning him wasn't just for show, it was Qianmo's final step toward awakening an advanced talent. The fight began immediately. Taemin raised his hand, unleashing a devastating shockwave that blasted the earth apart. Qianmo dodged in an instant, watching as a massive crater formed where he just stood. Taemin roared and charged at Qianmo, but the young scatterer smirked. "You're stronger than Berzanar, but your moves are clumsy. Time for a lesson." Enraged by the taunt, Taemin stomped the ground, shattering it beneath his feet. "Arrogant human, you will pay for your insolence." Qianmo responded with a flick of his wrist, tossing a handful of sand directly into Taemin's eyes. Blinded, the massive creature stumbled, nearly falling over, while the sand dealt no damage. It was the perfect suppression tactic against such a slow-moving enemy. But Taemin wasn't just any boss. His unyielding body passive activated, breaking free of the debuff. Now furious, he lunged forward again, but Qianmo slid under his legs and countered with an uppercut to Taemin's chin, causing the boss to cough up blood and stagger back in a daze. Wasting no time, Qianmo grabbed hold of one of Taemin's horns, drove a dagger into his back, and followed up with a powerful kick that sent the boss flying. Taemin landed next to a pre-planted miniature bomb. Boom. The explosion rocked the battlefield, leaving Taemin severely wounded. Still, the boss struggled to rise, but Qianmo wasn't about to let him recover. With a quick strike, he pinned Taemin's feet to the ground using a pair of sharp spikes. Then, with a crushing stomp to Taemin's head, he finished the fight in spectacular fashion by unloading his Gatling gun point blank. The system chimed, "Congratulations! You've defeated the hidden boss Taemin. Level increased to 14. Talent awakening, conditions fulfilled. Assessment complete." In the assessment hall, the students were in shock. 14 levels before even awakening his talent. That's got to be cheating. He's just hiding in the dungeon because he's guilty. Their accusations grew louder, but Wu Yanzu silenced them with a cold glare. "Fools, you think someone like Chen Qianmo would need to cheat? His strength is beyond your comprehension." Even Zhang, the supervisor, was amazed. He beat Taemin and still has time to spare. This kid's insane. With the clock ticking down, Qianmo used the last few minutes to allocate his system rewards. 2 passive conversions unlocked. Rewards: Boots of the Voyager plus 20% movement speed, and a beginner's critical scroll plus 20% critical hit chance. For his first passive, Qianmo converted his Gatling gun skill into a game changer. 25% chance to fire 10 bullets at 100% accuracy. The second passive became Whirlwind Cleave, granting a 20% chance to knock down nearby enemies within 2 meters. Checking his stats, Qianmo smiled. His power level had skyrocketed to near invincibility for the early game. As he exited the dungeon, he muttered, "Time to shake things up outside." As the teleportation gate lit up, a blinding white light pierced the room, dazzling the gathered students. Emerging from the light was none other than Chen Qianmo. Walking with calm composure, the hall fell silent as all eyes turned toward him. "He really did it," whispered instructor Lu Yanzuo, his expression a mix of shock and admiration. "This student's potential is immeasurable." But the silence didn't last long. "There's no way his results are legit," someone yelled, breaking the tension. "Kick Chen Qianmo and Li Hong, those cheaters, out of the academy." The accusations riled up the crowd, and angry murmurs spread. However, before it could escalate, Lu Yanzuo's face darkened, his presence radiating an overwhelming aura. The oppressive energy silenced the students instantly. "All of you, shut up," he roared, his voice echoing through the hall. Turning to Cheng Qianmo, he asked with a calm but firm tone, "Cheng Qianmo, did you truly clear that dungeon?" Qianmo's expression remained unreadable. "Yes, Instructor Lu." Hearing the confirmation, Lu Yanzuo's eyes lit up with excitement. "Excellent," he exclaimed, slapping Qianmo on the shoulder with a resounding paw. "You didn't let me down. You deserve first place." This declaration immediately caused uproar among the students. Luo Jingjing and Sun Ke, who had fought for the top ranks, stepped forward, visibly upset. He was the last to clear the dungeon. Luo Jingjing protested, "How can someone who finished last rank first?" "Instructor Lu, we demand an explanation." The rest of the students quickly chimed in. "Yeah, this has to be rigged. Ben the cheater." Lu Yanzuo's face turned red with fury as he addressed the crowd. "You idiots. While you were busy fumbling around, he killed a hidden level 12 boss, a feat none of you could even dream of achieving. If not him, then who else deserves first place? You." Despite this, skepticism lingered. "Hidden boss, what a convenient excuse," scoffed Su Qin, one of the academy's more outspoken students. "It's just a made-up story to protect his lies. I'll expose him myself." She leapt forward, landing gracefully in front of him. "Very well, Cheng Qianmo," she said icily, "if you truly defeated the hidden boss, then share with us how you discovered its summoning method." Qianmo's gaze turned cold. "Why should I tell you?" The students gasped audibly, unable to believe what they'd just heard. Su Qing stood frozen, her pride shattered by his blunt refusal. The tension thickened as another student stepped forward, brandishing a sword. "You've gone too far, Cheng Qianmo. How dare you disrespect Instructor Su?" He growled, "I challenge you to a duel." Qianmo, unfazed, shot back with an icy smirk. "A duel, with you? You're not even worth my time." At that moment, Luo Jingjing strode forward, her expression full of resolve. "Cheng Qianmo, since you're so confident, would you dare face both me and him in a fight?" Together, Qianmo gave her a bored glance, then asked casually, "And you are?" Hearing Cheng Qianmo's dismissive response, Luo Jingjing completely lost it. "You don't know who I am. I'm Luo Jingjing, the campus belle of Jiancheng Academy," she shrieked, her face flushing with rage. But Qianmo nonchalantly picked his nose and replied, "Never heard of you." The hall erupted into laughter, but the mood shifted when Sun Ke, Luo Jingjing's staunch defender, stepped forward, his face red with anger. "You've gone too far. I challenge you to a duel in the arena, life or death." The students gasped at his bold declaration, while others murmured among themselves, "If Cheng refuses, he'll be branded a coward. But if he accepts, he doesn't stand a chance against Sun Ke." Before Qianmo could respond, Sun Ke pointed his sword at him. "You'd better listen closely. If you agree, don't blame me for what happens. You asked for it." At this, Instructor Lu Yanzuo's curiosity was piqued, while his stern expression remained. He secretly welcomed the opportunity to see Qianmo's true strength. "Since both sides agree, allow me to provide the arena," Lu announced. With a wave of his hand, a massive square arena materialized in the center of the hall. Before stepping back, he turned to Sun Ke, "Just make sure you don't regret this." As the two combatants faced off, Sun Ke couldn't resist trash talking. "I'll leave you crying and crawling by the end of this." Qianmo, however, remained calm, his tone dripping with boredom. "Make it quick, I don't have all day." Sun Ke's pride couldn't take such disdain. With a roar, he activated Berserk mode, his body surging with purple lightning. The air around him crackled as his speed increased tenfold, his movements becoming a blur. "What now, Cheng Qianmo? Is your strength as sharp as your tongue?" he taunted, zipping behind Qianmo in an attempt to land a sneak attack. But just as Sun Ke thought victory was within his grasp, Qianmo sidestepped effortlessly, dodging the blow without breaking a sweat. "That's it," Qianmo quit, his voice laced with mockery. Sun Ke gritted his teeth, convinced it was luck. With a yell, he swung his lansor in a wide arc, the blade slicing toward Qianmo's torso. This time, the force of the attack pushed Qianmo back several meters. But Sun Ke wasn't done yet. Charging his ultimate attack, he unleashed a devastating energy slash. triggering an explosion that rocked the entire arena. From the sidelines, Su-ching watched with a self-satisfied smirk. It's over. Chen Qianmo doesn't stand a chance against that. Even Sun Ke gloated. No one has ever survived this move. Yet before he could finish his sentence, Qianmo's boot slammed into his face with a crack. Sun Ke staggered, but Qianmo didn't let up. He followed with a powerful kick that sent Sun Ke flying into the air. As the crowd gawked in disbelief, Qianmo activated his passive skill, chaining a series of flawless combos mid-air. Each strike hit its mark, culminating in a final blow that sent Sun Ke crashing to the ground with a thunderous boom. The arena fell silent. Your so-called speed, Qianmo taunted, stepping closer to the fallen Sun Ke. It's laughably slow. Sun Ke lay motionless, stunned and humiliated. Su-ching and Luo Jingjing both stared, slack-jawed, unable to process what had just happened. Sun Ke is one of the Academy's top talents, Su-ching muttered, her voice shaking. How could he be defeated so easily? Qianmo turned to Luo Jingjing, his expression as indifferent as ever. Do you still want to fight me? Her face went pale, and she lowered her head in shame. I'm not worthy to challenge you. The crowd, which had been full of doubters just moments ago, now rushed to praise Qianmo. Incredible, he's in a league of his own. No wonder he's first place. Even Luo Jingjing's demeanor shifted as she observed Qianmo with a newfound admiration, murmuring to herself, so strong maybe I should get closer to him. While the students marveled, the only person truly grasping Qianmo's full potential was instructor Lu Yanzuo. He stood silently, his thoughts racing. Such impeccable timing, flawless reactions, and unparalleled skill. He might truly be the one to achieve the legendary no-transfer class. Determined, Lu clenched his fists. No matter the cost, I must ensure Chen Qianmo remains at Zhongcheng Academy. Lu Yanzuo stood before the crowd and announced in a booming voice. In recognition of Chen Qianmo's outstanding performance, he is awarded 1 million blue star coins and granted the honorary title of Heavenly Talent Scholar. The hall erupted into stunned silence before breaking into murmurs of disbelief. Heavenly Talent Scholar, are they serious? Chen Qianmo scratched his chin as he observed the crowd's reaction, judging by their faces. This title must be a big deal, he mused. What Qianmo didn't know was that the Academy hadn't named a Heavenly Talent Scholar in over 20 years. The last recipient was now 4th tier awakened, a powerhouse few could rival, even in the sprawling Zhongcheng region. Only a handful of 3rd tier awakened existed, Lu Yanzuo himself among them. The implications were clear. Being granted this title essentially confirmed that Chen Qianmo's potential could surpass others and lead him to at least the 4th tier in the future. A student this exceptional, Lu thought, must be cultivated at all costs. If I can become the mentor to a 4th tier awakened, my name will spread across the entire continent. With that, he eagerly wrapped an arm around Qianmo's shoulders. Chen Qianmo, my boy, Lu said with a warm smile, his tone almost fatherly. How about joining our elite rocket class as class president? I'll personally guarantee you private tutoring sessions whenever you want. The declaration sent the students into an uproar. Instructor Su is offering private sessions. She's my goddess. I'd die for even a moment of her guidance. Someone wailed, but Chen Qianmo, he didn't bat an eye. Instead, he gave her an incredulous look and replied bluntly, private tutoring, from you? No thanks, you're not qualified to teach me. The hall went silent. He's so savage. How can anyone be this cruel? The drama didn't stop there. Su-ching, desperate to recruit Qianmo at any cost, even hinted that she'd be willing to accept certain personal arrangements. But Qianmo's response was as cutting as ever. Not just you. None of Zhongcheng's instructors are qualified to teach me. Zu's fury flared, but before she could lash out, Lu Yanzuo stepped in, raising a hand to calm her. Instructor Su, he's right. There's no one in the entirety of China qualified to guide him. The hall froze. What do you mean? Someone whispered. Lu explained gravely. Chen Qianmo has chosen the scatterer class, the path of a true pioneer. It's a profession unlike any other, and its potential is unmatched. However, it's also a solitary journey. His future will be shaped by his own hands, and no one can help him. He turned to Qianmo. Chen Qianmo, you've chosen a path of unrivaled difficulty. Walk it well, and the Academy will support you however we can. To that end, I'm granting you the right to self-study for the upcoming monthly exams. Prove your worth, and make us proud. The tension hung heavy in the air until Kianmo broke it with a casual question. So, about that 1 million blue star coins, when will I get it? The room collectively facepalmed. The next day, news of Kianmo's achievements spread like wildfire. Media outlets swarmed the academy, desperate for an exclusive interview, but Kianmo, he was already gone, off to the Weather Control Association for his next challenge. A few hundred years ago, terrifying beasts had inexplicably appeared on Blue Star, wreaking havoc before mysteriously retreating. To counter this threat, humanity discovered a gateway to the Apocalypse continent, home to the primary deity. This discovery led to a global shift, with nations pouring resources into cultivating awakened individuals who could thrive in this harsh new world. For Kianmo, his immediate goal was clear: reach level 20 as quickly as possible. His journey brought him to the Shattered Isles, a nostalgic map identical to his memories from the game. Feels just like old times, he muttered, a rare smile tugging at his lips. While others were scrambling to form parties and grind for experience, Kianmo, armed with his extensive knowledge, ignored the usual grind and went straight for hidden quests. Let's see what secrets this place still holds. Finally, in a rundown house, Kianmo uncovered the quest clue he'd been searching for. Congratulations, you've accepted the hidden quest. Vanish in Shadow. Use turtle tails as bait to lure out the mysterious shadow and defeat it. The quest promised not only excitement, but also an incredibly useful beginner artifact as a reward. Meanwhile, over on Nirna Beach, other players were grinding monsters and leveling up when a barrage of massive fireballs rained down from the sky, forcing everyone to scramble and activate defensive skills. The source, none other than Ding Hong and his infamous 3-player squad, known for their aggressive tactics. School rules forbid fights, but not stealing kills. Ding sneered smugly as he unleashed another attack. One player yelled in frustration, "You're not just kill stealing, you're harming other students in a public area. This isn't your Magus Academy's private hunting ground." Ding shrugged dismissively. "I'm just attacking monsters. If my spells hit you, that's not my problem. If you're unhappy, you're welcome to try your luck." Knowing Magus Academy was one of the top-ranked schools, the frustrated students gritted their teeth and left. But as they did, the group spotted another lone player hunting nearby, none other than Kianmo. "Look at that, a trash-level scatterer at level 14. Let's teach him a lesson." The team immediately sprang into action, with Ding Han activating his taunting chain skill. Same old plan, folks. I'll pull the mobs while you two use AoE skills to kill everything. Not a single monster for him. Kianmo paused, watching the monsters being dragged away from him. He muttered under his breath, "Ah, right. In Apocalypse, monster ownership is based on damage dealt. As long as I do triple their damage, ownership will transfer to me." But there was a catch. He couldn't disrupt a monster's current aggro pattern. If he pulled too much attention, the entire mob would turn on him, and even he couldn't survive that. This calls for precision, Kianmo mused, formulating his strategy. Nearby players observed the scene in shock. That scatterer just ran into the middle of their monster group. Is he insane? Even Ding Han smirked. "What's the flashy scatterer trying to do? Steal from me? Let's just bury him with our spells while we're at it." Ding Squad unleashed their spells, confident that Kianmo would be reduced to ashes. But something unexpected happened. Their attacks didn't kill him. Ding barked orders, "Stop staring, use more skills and kill the monsters already." What they didn't realize was that Kianmo had triggered his passive skill through a series of rapid strikes, dodging the brunt of their attacks while using their blizzard spell to slow the monsters. With the crowd of slowed enemies around him, Kianmo whipped out his heirloom Gatling gun, Brer. The machine gun roared to life, and thanks to its passive effect, it fired continuous bursts of bullets, far exceeding its normal cooldown limits. The other players watched in disbelief. What the heck? Gatling guns have an 18-second cooldown. How is he firing non-stop? Ding and his team stared, slack-jawed, as their monster ownership was suddenly transferred to Kianmo. Worse yet, their blizzard skill completed its cast just as Kianmo finished off the mobs, leaving them to waste their spell on the remaining low-health enemies. "Thanks for the help, idiots," Kianmo said with a smirk as he looted the field of turtle corpses. The surrounding players burst into laughter. Ding Hong and his crew just got used as free damage boosters. They lost their monsters and did half the work for him. That's priceless. Ding's face turned bright red with anger. "That bastard's dead meat," he growled, charging toward Kionmo. But before he could act, the female mage in his group grabbed his arm. Boss, think about it. His damage output is higher than all three of us combined. Are you sure you want to pick a fight? Ding froze, realization dawning on him. Reluctantly, he called for a retreat, but not without a parting threat. Cheng Kionmo, I'll remember your name. Kionmo watched them leave, shaking his head. Who said you could go? At that moment, Ding felt a cold chill down his spine as Kionmo turned his gaze toward them. It was as if he was staring into the eyes of a demon. One of Ding's teammates, still defiant, hurled a fireball at Kionmo. But with a quick switch to his gauntlets, Kionmo activated his martial artist skills. A powerful diving punch shattered the fireball midair, sending fiery embers scattering harmlessly. Before the caster could react, Kionmo flashed behind him and delivered a devastating kick, sending him flying like a cannonball. The other players could only stare, wide-eyed. He just used 3 skills in a blink of an eye. Is this really a level 14 scatterer? Kionmo glared at the remaining players. You've got 20 seconds to hand over all your loot, or else, panic set in. And Ding's team quickly surrendered their belongings. Ding himself shoved a coin pouch toward Kionmo. Our mistake. Please, let us go. Satisfied, Kionmo let them leave, watching as they fled like scolded dogs. The other players on the beach marveled at the scene. That scatterer just made Magus Academy's best look like amateurs. With his dominance established, Kionmo resumed collecting materials for his quest. By the end of the night, he had gathered all 6 items needed for the next stage, leveling up to 15 in the process. His combat power, a staggering 10,000 leagues above any other new student. With all but 1 item collected for his quest, Cheng Kionmo prepared to claim his beginner artifact. Meanwhile, at Magus Academy, Ding Hong and his trio were plotting their revenge against Kionmo. They weren't taking chances this time. They'd assigned people to track his every move and even enlisted top students, including those ranked in the top 30 of their class. To ensure his defeat, the final piece of their plan was to recruit Bu Yunfei, the province's valedictorian and undisputed strongest freshman. Rumors of his prowess were legendary. An S-tier talent with immense magical power who had reached level 21 within a year. His reputation as Magus Academy's heavenly talent left no room for doubt. When Ding Hong approached Bu Yunfei, the young prodigy was in the middle of a demonstration. His fireball spell exploded with unparalleled intensity, leaving spectators in awe. Young Master Bu, I see your fireball spell is as devastating as ever, Ding said, bowing deeply before explaining his plan. Bu Yunfei listened silently, but halfway through, he waved his hand dismissively. Not interested, Ding Hong panicked. Young Master Bu, I'll ensure you're compensated handsomely. 2-turn materials, rare resources, you name it. Bu Yunfei's cold demeanor didn't waver. Ding Hong pleaded further. Please, young Master Bu. That guy humiliated us yesterday. He's just a poor, low-level scatterer. But his strength it's terrifying. The 3 of us couldn't even scratch him. At this, Bu Yunfei paused. A level 14 scatterer. A rare glint of interest flickered in his eyes. Now that's intriguing. I thought all low-level scatterers were trash. Finally, a worthy opponent. Back at the seaside, Cheng Kionmo entered a fishing supplies shop to gather the last few items for his quest. After carefully selecting a refined purple bamboo fishing rod and 10 units of premium red bait, the shopkeeper raised an eyebrow in surprise. This young man has quite the eye, the shopkeeper thought. He picked the most practical setup without hesitation. Unable to hold back his curiosity, the shopkeeper leaned forward. Young man, are you from a fishing family? You seem to know your way around these tools. Kionmo smirked but didn't answer. The shopkeeper's curiosity grew. Even if he's not a fisherman by trade, he must be someone important. If there's an opportunity to befriend him, why not? Tell you what, the shopkeeper said, I'll let you have the whole set for just 10 gold coins. But don't forget to come back if you reel in something valuable. I promise to offer you a fair price. Kionmo nodded and made his way to the beach. His final goal was located on a distant island, home to a rare boss that spawned once every 3 days. The prize? A piece of equipment that allowed permanent underwater breathing, essential for completing his hidden quest. In Apocalypse Continent, players could only remain underwater for 2 minutes before taking 10% health damage per second. Without sufficient preparation, Surviving the underwater challenges was impossible as Kianmo reached the island's shore. Two shadowy figures followed him from a distance. Unfazed by their presence, Kianmo set up his gear and cast his line. Within moments, his fishing rod bent under an immense weight. His catch was so massive that even seasoned anglers would have doubted their eyes. The onlookers, including his stalkers, were dumbstruck. What is he fishing for? That's no ordinary fish, it looks like a boss. Kianmo's catch wasn't his only surprise. Nearby, he stumbled upon an ancient altar, its surface covered in glowing green slime. As he approached, the slime began to shift, coalescing into the form of a massive humanoid creature. Sticky radiation golem. Level 18, elite. Well, old friend, Kianmo said with a smirk, it's been a while. The golem roared, and its sticky appendages lashed out. Launching a corrosive sludge attack, Kianmo dodged with ease, grinning as he muttered, starting with the big guns, huh. He knew from experience that corrosive sludge inflicted a 30% movement penalty and reduced damage by 50 points. Stacking with every hit, avoiding it was non-negotiable. Switching to his longsword, Kianmo dashed in, activating Wave Slash, which triggered his passive skill for massive bonus damage. The golem retaliated, spewing clouds of radioactive mist from its body. Ooh, sticky, smelly, and poisonous. You've got it all, Kianmo quipped. But your soul speed is still your biggest weakness. Unleashing his heirloom Gatling gun, Kianmo tore through the golem's defenses, reducing it to rubble in seconds. Among the loot was the water vine staff, granting unlimited underwater breathing for its wielder. Perfect, just like I remembered. As Kianmo prepared to dive into the deep sea for his final quest, he smirked knowingly. The two figures tailing him hadn't gone unnoticed. Let's see what tricks you've got up your sleeve, he muttered before plunging into the ocean with a resounding splash. Due to the game's underwater mechanics, the two stalkers quickly lost sight of Kianmo. Frustrated, they decided to search the nearby island instead. After combing through the area for what felt like hours, they found no trace of their target. Miss, bad news. We've completely lost him. Meanwhile, Kianmo had already reached the Broken Isles fishing spot, patiently waiting for his turn to trigger the next stage of his quest. But as he arrived, he noticed something unusual. The spot was already occupied. The person fishing there seemed odd. Their level and class were marked as what they, Kianmo muttered, stunned. In the game, this only happened if the opponent's level was significantly higher than your own. It made sense for bosses, but for another player, this was unprecedented. Before Kianmo could react further, the mysterious figure spoke. Young man, are you here to fish? Go ahead, take my spot. I'll move aside. The figure's voice was calm but carried an undeniable weight. It's good to be cautious, they added. But if I wanted to kill you, it'd already be over. Though wary, Kianmo decided to wait it out, taking a nearby spot instead. I'll deal with the quest once this guy leaves, he thought. The mysterious figure, now observing Kianmo, seemed intrigued. He's remarkably composed for someone so young, even in my presence. He doesn't waver. Interesting, Kianmo cast his line, and within 2 minutes, he reeled in an 8-pound wet grass fish. 3 minutes later, a 9-pound carp. 5 minutes after that, a 9.5-pound red maple fish. The mysterious figure's jaw practically hit the ground. I've been fishing here for hours and haven't even caught a minnow. How is this kid reeling in fish like a pro? After a long pause, they sigh. I've spent decades mastering the art of fishing, only to be shown up by this prodigy. Turning to Kianmo, they asked, young man, would you care to share your technique? If you do, I promise to reward you handsomely. Kianmo inwardly scoffed. This guy's terrible at fishing but still talks himself up like a master. People really do have delusions about their own skills. Despite his thoughts, Kianmo put on a polite smile. You're too kind, senior. I'm just lucky. The mysterious figure pressed further, clearly eager. Luck? Don't be modest. Come on, tell me your secret. Finally, Kianmo relented, feigning humility. Well, your bait mixture could use some improvement, senior. The figure burst out laughing, sharp and honest. You truly are a rare talent, young one, but fishing isn't all I see in you. Judging by your composure and skill, I bet your combat abilities are equally impressive. Care to spar with me? Without waiting for a response, the figure lunged at Kianmo, their movements swift and calculated. Kianmo instinctively dodged, creating distance. Relax, the figure said with a smirk. I just wanted to see your resolve. Tell me, why did you choose the scatterer path? Because I wanted to, Kianmo replied bluntly. The figure nodded thoughtfully. Oh, I see. A path of freedom, chosen willingly, that explains it. Rising from their seat, they added, Young man, would you consider becoming my apprentice? Kianmo didn't even hesitate. Thanks, but no thanks. I intend to walk the scatterer path on my own. The figure chuckled, clearly impressed. Fair enough. Here, take this. They tossed Kianmo a yellow ring etched with the character for fate. If you ever need help, find me at the Weather Control Association. Kianmo caught the ring, staring at it curiously. A ring? Seriously, who even gives out stuff like this anymore? What is this? A period drama. Still, he pocketed it, wondering what kind of connection he'd just made. As Cheng Kianmo calmly fished, an ambush against him was brewing. Cheng Kianmo, today will be your last. News of Ding Hong and his group's mobilization even reached Wu Zhonglei of the Management Association. Please don't let this turn into a disaster, he muttered anxiously. Meanwhile, back at the lake, Kianmo reeled in his line, his calm broken by an approaching group. Cheng Kianmo, your fishing trip ends now. Glancing up, Kianmo's expression remained neutral. Oh, if it isn't the Magus Academy trash trio, what's the matter? Couldn't handle me yourselves, so you called for backup. Bu Yunfei, the strongest freshman from Magus Academy, stepped forward, smirking. So, you're the scatterer they're all talking about. I'll admit, you're intriguing, but today's the end of the road for you. Before the tension could escalate further, the water behind Kianmo churned violently. Warning, an unknown entity has taken the bait. A massive shadow emerged from the lake, its glowing red eyes sending chills through the group. Gasps erupted. What is that? The creature fully surfaced a level 22 rare elite boss, Nazgarok Prince, boasting 6000 HP. Even Bu Yunfei, usually composed, couldn't hide his shock. A level 22 elite boss, even I can't solo this, he murmured, but why would it appear here? Is it tied to that scatterer? One of the Magus students whispered. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If we kill him, steal the boss, and take the loot, it's a win-win. Ding Hong grinned maliciously. Let's do it. Cheng Kianmo, whatever treasure this boss has, it won't be yours, Kianmo scoffed. Looting a rare treasure sounds great and all, but you'll need to survive to claim it. With a flick of his wrist, Kianmo tossed a severed turtle tail toward the group. The smell instantly enraged Nazgarok, who charged onto the shore, scattering everyone in its path. Kianmo leapt out of the way with ease, but several unlucky students were struck and sent flying. Du Yunfei acted quickly, casting Frostbind to trap the boss in place. Its HP began to drop steadily. Ding Hong barked orders. Bu Yunfei, hold the boss. I'll take a few people to finish off Cheng Kianmo. His strategy was straightforward. Swordsmen up front, mages providing range support. Unfortunately for Ding, Kianmo had no intention of playing along. Switching to his spear, Kianmo launched a powerful strike, sending 3 swordsmen flying. Before the mages could cast their spells, Kianmo activated his assassin skill, disrupting their chance with well-aimed throwing knives. Then, with a swift weapon switch to a short sword, he unleashed Crescent Slash, blasting the mages backward. The crowd was stunned. What is this? One student exclaimed. He's like a warrior and an assassin combined. And the speed of those weapon switches, it's unreal. Meanwhile, Nazgarok's HP dipped into critical range, triggering its second berserk phase. Roaring furiously, the boss hurled its trident into the ground, summoning a wave of darkness that dragged everyone into the lake. Panic screams filled the air as the students flailed helplessly in the water. Kianmo, however, couldn't have been happier. Welcome to my domain, he muttered with a grin. Gripping the water vine staff tightly, underwater, the true battle began. The boss entered a 30-second invincibility state, unable to attack but immune to damage. Meanwhile, the students had to surface every 2 minutes to breathe, lest they drown or succumb to Nazgarok's environmental hazards. The female mage in Ding Hong's group proposed a plan. Let's surface and leave Cheng Kianmo to deal with the boss. When he comes up for air, we'll ambush him. Though furious at the idea of letting Kianmo handle the boss alone, Ding Hong reluctantly agreed. Du Yunfei, however, had no intention of leaving. I'll fight him myself, he said, A faint smile on his lips, Ding Hong perked up. Perfect, with Du Yunfei here, we still have a chance. He turned to the group, forget the boss, focus on killing Cheng Qianmo. Double rewards for whoever takes him down. Dimension of double rewards was all it took to rile up the group. Armed and desperate, they swarmed toward Qianmo's position. Qianmo glanced at the incoming mob. Unimpressed, idiots. You think you can kill me in my element? Still, with Nazgarok's invincibility timer nearing 0, Qianmo knew he couldn't waste time. Without hesitation, he dove deeper into the abyss, putting distance between himself and the others. Ding Hong cursed loudly. That bastard's diving deeper. What's he trying to pull? Another student pointed out. If he keeps going, he'll drown. There's no way he can hold his breath that long. But deep down, Ding Hong couldn't shake his unease. What's he planning down there? As Nazgarok regained mobility, its roar echoed through the depths, shaking even the bravest in the water. Du Yunfei and the others instantly realized the true terror wasn't Cheng Qianmo, it was Nazgarok, the prince of the abyss himself. In a flash, a powerful deep-sea vortex began pulling everyone toward its center. No amount of struggling could free them. Du Yunfei fired a fireball, but the damage notification displayed a paltry 298 points. His eyes widened. Damn it, fire magic's effectiveness is severely reduced underwater. Ding Hong shouted, retreat, everyone, get out of here before we're wiped. Though Du Yunfei was reluctant, he knew there was no choice. However, Nazgarok wasn't about to let them go. Foolish humans, you've angered me, none of you will escape alive. With a roar, the boss unleashed Frost Torrent, freezing the group in their tracks. Those who had run out of oxygen had their screens flash with a chilling warning. Oxygen depleted. Death countdown. 10 seconds. Ding Hong, struggling against the current, growled. Cheng Qianmo, if I die here, I'll haunt you for eternity. But seeing Qianmo still alive, Van Well only deepened his despair. Damn you. Cheng Qianmo, why won't you die? His curses echoed as he sank into the abyss. As the vortex dissipated, Qianmo floated calmly in the water, eyeing Nazgarok with a smirk. Well, big guy, it's just the two of us now. Care to play? Nazgarok roared in response, hurling another frost torrent directly at him. Qianmo, unfazed, activated his telekinetic shield, a beginner skill that absorbed one attack. The ice wave broke harmlessly against him, without missing a beat. He equipped his Voyager boots and used their rapid dash ability to close the gap between him and the boss. Switching to his single-handed sword, Qianmo unleashed a powerful slash with 1.5x attribute scaling, delivering a devastating 988 points of damage. Nazgarok screeched, reeling from the blow. You dare, human, it howled, swinging its massive trident. But Qianmo was already 2 steps ahead. He smoothly switched to his Gatling gun, unleashing a relentless stream of bullets that tore through the boss's remaining health. Prayer, the gun roared, and Nazgarok's cries grew weaker. When its health hit 0, Qianmo grinned. Time to finish this, but the boss wasn't going down quietly. You'll pay for this, I'll take you with me to the depths. Nazgarok's body began glowing ominously, signaling a self-destruct. Qianmo smirked, you'll have to reach me first. With a flick of his wrist, he launched a flying sword, striking the boss squarely in the head. The system notifications flooded in. Congratulations. You've completed the hidden quest, Vanishing Shadow. Congratulations. You've reached level 17. Congratulations. You've obtained a mystery chest. Finally back on shore, Qianmo opened the chest. Congratulations. You've obtained the epic accessory. Tidal Charm. Skill. Soul Impact active. Stuns the target for 4 seconds. Cooldown. 2 minutes. The accessory's unique properties ignored all level, status, and type restrictions, making it a trump card even against higher level enemies. With this, Qianmo thought, I'm untouchable against anyone my level and maybe even those higher. Meanwhile, in the Jiancheng Education Bureau, a heated debate was underway about this year's single recommendation slot for top-tier academies. I refuse to endorse Cheng Qianmo. A man with a scruffy beard exclaimed, if not him, then who? Retorted Li Chia, a formidable third-tier awakened. He's broken every record in Jiancheng. He's a scatterer, snapped Wan Chonfang. Another third-tier awakened, that's a dead-end class. Giving him the slot would be a waste. Li Qian's face darkened. Everyone knows you've got a grudge against instructor Lu Yanzuo. Don't bring your personal vendettas into this. The room grew tense until a slow clap broke the silence. Why not settle this the simple way? A long-haired official suggested. Have Cheng Qianmo duel Li Daoyu for the slot. The winner takes it. Li Daoyu, a prodigy from Fenghua High School, had reached level 12 during the assessments and awakened an S-tier talent, Berserk Spellcaster, transitioning into the rare Warlock class. Many believed he was the ideal candidate. Meanwhile, at a local shop, Qianmo finished packing up some materials, selling the rest for a tidy profit. The shopkeeper, hoping to curry favor, even raised the price by 30%, ensuring Qianmo left with a satisfied grin. Next stop, the big leagues, Qianmo thought, ready to take his next step toward dominance. Meanwhile, the Jiancheng Academy vs. Fenghua Academy tournament was being broadcast on national television. As Qianmo passed by a shop, he overheard the shopkeeper exclaiming about the exchange tournament's high stakes. The winner would claim the coveted direct admission slot to a top-tier academy. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Qianmo muttered, pulling out his phone to check. To his surprise, he found numerous unread messages and missed calls, leaving him puzzled. The tournament was divided into 2 parts, team battles and a round-robin challenge, with the academy earning the most points securing the slot. The arena was packed, the crowd buzzing with excitement as the teams entered. Jiancheng Academy fielded a gunner, fighter, mage, priest, and berserker, while Fenghua Academy countered with a knight, warlock, assassin, and striker. The grand stage was set. On the podium, Lu Yanzuo remained calm, but Fenghua's Li Chanfeng couldn't resist taunting him. Where's your big shot? Cheng Qianmo, don't tell me your academy's so-called prodigy turned coward and ran off. Lu Yanzuo merely smiled, ignoring the provocation. Luo Jingjing, however, clenched her fists, forcing herself to stay silent. The battle began, with the Jiancheng team relying on Luo Jingjing's heavy firepower for suppression. Their fighter managed to leap above Fenghua's team, aiming to strike Li Daoyu, Fenghua's warlock, with a powerful punch. But Fenghua's knight intercepted with a stunning smash, sending the fighter flying before the attack landed. Meanwhile, their assassins circled around, targeting Luo Jingjing. Incoming, someone shouted, but it was too late. The assassin's ambush struck true, leaving Luo Jingjing coughing up blood. Why am I their primary target? She wondered, wiping the blood from her lips. Li Daoyu smirked as he prepared to finish her off. To him, Luo Jingjing was the heart of Jiancheng's offense. His lightning bomb was already charging, leaving the Jiancheng team in shock. How's that possible? The cooldown's supposed to be 5 seconds. Li Chanfeng chuckled smugly. He's awakened an S-tier talent, Berserk Spellcasting. It reduces all casting time significantly. The bomb flew straight at Luo Jingjing. Though the priest quickly cast Shield of Truth to protect her, the attack still sent her flying. The arena echoed with the sound of her landing, followed by silence. Siqing rushed to check her injuries before declaring, "We forfeit this round." Li Daoyu laughed loudly, his mockery ringing across the arena. Is this all Jiancheng Academy has to offer? Pathetic. The round-robin matches fared no better for Jiancheng. 2 consecutive losses placed them on the brink of elimination, with hope fading fast. Despite Fenghua's taunts, Lu Yanzuo remained calm. The match isn't over yet, he said. Fine. Let your students enjoy a little more humiliation, Li Chanfeng retorted, laughing. Just as Jiancheng's female swordsman was about to be knocked out in the next match, a large hand suddenly caught her mid-fall. The crowd gasped in unison. Lu Yanzuo's calm demeanor shifted into a subtle smirk, as if this was part of his plan all along. Take a rest, Qianmo said, stepping onto the field. I'll handle this. Fenghua's swordsman sneered. And who are you supposed to be? Some last-minute hero. Bring it on. What followed silenced the arena. Qianmo pulled out his heirloom Gatling gun and opened fire. Brer. The swordsman barely had time to react before he was blasted to the ground. Next, the scoreboard updated, showing Jiancheng clawing back points. Onlookers couldn't help but notice Qianmo's level 17, achieved in just 3 days since the dungeon trials. A level a day, that's insane, someone in the crowd shouted. Cheers erupted, chanting Qianmo's name. Even Lu Yanzuo was caught off guard. I knew he'd return, but I didn't expect him to be this strong. Li Chanfeng, meanwhile, was left speechless, a scatterer leveling this fast. Fenghua's assassin was next, visibly hesitant. Why do my teammates get the easy fights, but I have to face this monster? He groaned before reluctantly entering the arena. Kianmo cracked his neck. Hurry up. I don't have all day. The assassin vanished in an instant, activating his stealth, but Kianmo anticipated the move. Leaping into the air and using the fighter's skill, Eagle Stomp to hit the assassin mid-invisibility. The assassin crashed to the ground, visible once more. He used an out to counter stealth. Spectators whispered in awe. Why didn't our instructors teach us that? With Kianmo on the field, Jian Cheng quickly turned the match around. Within 10 minutes, the score was tie. Back in Fenghua's preparation area, Li Daoyu received an urgent report. Senior, Jian Cheng is catching up. They've evened the score. Li Daoyu's confident smirk vanished. Impossible. Behind the scenes, the academy leadership had intentionally delayed Kianmo's return, using the tournament as a stage to elevate him into a campus idol. They knew his strength would not only rally his teammates but inspire the entire student body. In just 15 minutes, Kianmo had not only turned the tide but struck fear into Fenghua's team. As his next opponent stepped forward, Kianmo smiled. Ready. Let's finish this quickly. The arena buzzed with excitement as the audience marveled at Chen Kianmo's ability to execute seemingly impossible techniques. With Fenghua Academy down to their last contender, the pressure was on. Their striker hesitated, visibly shaken. Before he could step forward, Li Daoyu strode out of the waiting room, fire in his eyes. Chen Kianmo, he shouted, his voice cutting through the nose. A level 17 scatterer bullying a level 10 student? How about you fight me instead? The crowd gasped. The referee quickly intervened. Nonsense. The rules don't allow someone who's already rested to re-enter the match. Li Daoyu ignored him, glaring at Kianmo. I'll ask again. Will you fight me or not, or are you too scared? Unfazed, Kianmo smirked. Why not? Let's make it interesting. How about both of you come at me together? The Jian Cheng spectators protested immediately. Li Daoyu, that's shameless. You're using his pride against him. How low can you go? Surprisingly, Lu Yanzuo approved the challenge. His calm demeanor suggested he knew exactly what he was doing. The referee reluctantly announced, the final match will pit Chen Kianmo against Li Daoyu and Li Jiamu. Let the match begin. The final battle began with Li Jiamu, Fenghua's warrior, rushing at Kianmo, fists raised. Meanwhile, Li Daoyu prepared his signature skill. Lightning Bomb. Kianmo ducked under the attack. Switching to his gauntlets mid-movement, one uppercut sent Li Jiamu soaring. Without hesitation, Kianmo followed up with Rising Dragon Punch, driving Jiamu into the ground with a thunderous boom, leaving a crater in his wake. One down. Kianmo muttered, brushing dust off his shoulder. Watch out for his lightning bomb, someone shouted from the crowd. Li Daoyu sneered as he launched the massive, crackling sphere of energy at Kianmo. You should have realized sooner. Chen Kianmo, that spot belongs to me. The glowing bomb screamed toward Kianmo, but he activated his telekinetic shield, nullifying the attack. As the dust settled, Kianmo stepped forward, completely unharmed. The audience stared in disbelief. How is he still standing? Even Li Daoyu was stunned. That's impossible. My talent reduces cooldowns to 3.5 seconds. It's unbeatable. Kianmo's voice cut through the tension. 3.5 seconds. Huh. Impressive. But you're lying. Li Daoyu froze. Your casting time is closer to 3 seconds. That means you've undergone an advanced secret realm baptism for levels 11 to 20. Care to explain that to everyone? The crowd erupted into whispers. Secret realm baptism. What's that? A Jian Cheng student explained. It's a rare reward from harder dungeon difficulties, boosting stats and unlocking special perks. Why does Fenghua Academy get to do that for their students? This is cheating. Investigate Fenghua Academy. Li Daoyu's expression soured, but Wang Chanfeng, Fenghua's director, stepped in. What nonsense. If anyone's cheating, it's Chen Kianmo. No mere scatterer levels up that fast. Kianmo grinned. Director Wan, as Li Daoyu's mentor, you sure know how to dodge the truth. Maybe you should explain what your students been up to. The audience's murmurs grew louder as Lu Yanzuo watched in silence, a knowing smile on his face. Despite the tension, Kianmo remained calm. Fine, if you're so certain, test me. Ask me anything, Wang Chanfeng sneered. All right. Explain the attributes of a Blue Fist Saint's mental drive skill. The crowd murmured in confusion. Mental drive. Isn't that from a trash tier class? Nobody here's ever even tried it. How would Kyeonmo know? Won smirked. Let's see you squirm. But Kyeonmo didn't flinch. Mental drive is a core skill that plants an energy weapon into the ground, freezing all enemies within range for 0.8 seconds. It also boosts movement speed by 20%, attack speed by 10%, and jump power by 50% for 10 seconds. That enough detail for you? Wang's face turned pale. That's correct. The crowd erupted into cheers. Even the trash tier classes aren't safe from Cheng Kyeonmo. Li Daoyu, now visibly trembling, shouted, that proves nothing. Tell me the hidden traits of a warlock's abilities. The Jiancheng students groaned. Seriously, hidden traits? Only warlocks would know that. Kyeonmo's gaze sharpened. Fine, I'll spell it out for you. Warlocks use 5 elemental talismans: gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Each amplifies spells differently, and the hidden trait, talismans, can be fused with your magic. That's why your lightning bomb was so powerful you used a gold talisman. The arena fell silent. Once you advance to a second-tier warlock, or spell spirit, you can even absorb divine energy to further enhance your abilities. Anything else you'd like to know? Li Daoyu staggered back, muttering, How do you know all this? Overwhelmed, he collapsed to the ground. Wan Chonfan tried to interject, but Lu Yanzhou raised a hand. Enough. Cheng Kyeonmo has proven his knowledge, skill, and strength. This farce is over. The referee declared Jiancheng the winner, and the crowd erupted in celebration. We're champions. Cheng Kyeonmo is unstoppable. Moments later, Jiancheng Academy officially announced, this year's sole direct admission slot is awarded to Cheng Kyeonmo. Cheers echoed through the arena as Fenghua's representatives, now humbled, left quietly. Kyeonmo, standing amidst the roaring applause, smirked. Guess I'll need a new challenge. Cheng Kyeonmo, fresh from his victory, turned his attention to a new question. Instructor Liu, what secret realms do the top 10 universities currently control? The question took Lu Yanzhou by surprise, but what truly puzzled Kyeonmo was the absence of certain key dungeons he had been searching for. One name, however, caught his eye. Shenyi University. Why does Shenyi University, which has so many advanced secret realms, not rank among the top 10? Li Chiat, sipping tea nearby, put his cup down with a thoughtful sigh. Shenyi University, that's quite the tale. 50 years ago, it was the undisputed best in the nation. It had countless high-level secret realms, and its students were among the most gifted. But as other schools developed more advanced dungeons and refined their training methods, they grew stronger while Shenyu stagnated. Worse yet, Shenyu's secret realms became infamous for their difficulty. Many students found them nearly impossible to clear, and over time, the school's reputation fell apart. These days, few even consider attending Shenyi University, and its decline continues. But Shenyu's decline didn't matter to Kyeonmo. The advanced secret realms it controlled were exactly what he needed. Since Shenyu isn't in the top 10 anymore, Kyeonmo said calmly, then I'll forfeit the direct admission slot. I'll take the national exam and choose my own path. Li Chia almost dropped his teacup. You what? Kyeonmo, do you understand what you're giving up? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Lu Yanzhou, however, nodded approvingly. We respect Cheng Kyeonmo's choice, he said. The academy won't hold you back. If there's anything we can provide, just ask. Kyeonmo handed over a list of materials he needed. Lu Yanzhuo's confidence wavered as he scanned the items. You're not requesting supplies, he muttered. You're trying to clean out our inventory. Elsewhere, in the Investigation Association, a man known as Daft Head reviewed a report on Kyeonmo's activities near the coastline. This is everything we've uncovered about Cheng Kyeonmo, a subordinate said. Daft Head skimmed the data, his eyes widening with each line. What university could possibly produce such a terrifying talent? He wondered aloud. Then, he spotted a key detail. Wait, Jiancheng Academy? A third-year student? That's impossible. He stared at Kyeonmo's combat data. Battle power over 12,000, at 15th level. No wonder he could solo a level 22 rare boss and take down Ding Han's entire squad of 21. This kid isn't just talented, he's a monster. Back at the Investigation Association's headquarters, the mood turned tense as news broke that Magus Academy's leadership was filing a formal complaint. The reception room was in chaos. packed with wailing parents demanding justice. "Commissioner Wu, you must help us. That demon Cheng Qianmo crippled our children's levels for no reason. My son dropped for levels 4. How will he recover?" In the center of the storm stood John Huanshan, Magus Academy's formidable level 65 vice president, who exuded a menacing aura. "Commissioner Wu," John said smoothly, "it's been a while. I trust you've heard the parents' concerns. Surely you agree that turning over Cheng Qianmo's information is the best course of action." Wu Weiyuan's face remained impassive. "This matter requires thorough investigation. From what I've gathered, Magus Academy provoked Cheng Qianmo first. I'm afraid I can't comply with your request." John's smile vanished, replaced by a scowl as his aura intensified. "And if we insist on pursuing this matter," Wu's voice didn't waver, "and if I insist on protecting him." The room grew still, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. After a moment, John broke into laughter. "I expected no less from you, Wu Weiyuan, but don't think you've won." John's tone turned icy. "Before coming here, I submitted an official request to the Central Administration on behalf of Magus Academy. Their ruling should arrive shortly." Wu's expression darkened. "You bypassed protocol and went straight to the top. Clever, isn't it?" John sneered. "Even you can only do so much now." Wu glanced at Qianmo's file on his desk. "Cheng Qianmo, I've done all I can. The rest is up to you." The verdict from the Central Administration arrived, sending shockwaves through the room. John Huanshan, the formidable vice president of Magus Academy, initially exuded confidence. "With my influence, even the Central Administration has to show respect." But when he read the official response, his face fell. "Rejected? How is this possible?" Even Wu Weiyuan was caught off guard, though his surprise soon turned to quiet satisfaction. John's thoughts raced. Could Cheng Qianmo have an unseen backer? Someone even I can't afford to provoke. Realizing the futility of further confrontation, he resolved to drop the matter. It's better not to press this any further. Meanwhile, Wu Weiyuan was equally puzzled. Could this be related to that unknown powerhouse? Or perhaps one of our own higher-ups in the association? This kid's got more layers than I thought. And to think I just went all out trying to protect him. The parents who had been wailing moments earlier quickly changed their tune. "We respect the administration's decision. Clearly, it's our children who were in the wrong. We'll ensure they're properly disciplined." John Huanshan, abandoning his earlier aggression, turned to Wu with a forced smile. "Brother Wu, today's incident was a misunderstanding. Here, a small token of goodwill. Please convey my regards to Cheng Qianmo." With that, he left, his heels clicking on the floor. Wu glanced at the black auction card and level 60 epic armor piece John had left behind. He was stunned. This is no small gesture. Cheng Qianmo, your starting point has already surpassed 90% of the country's elites. Don't let us down. Earlier, Cheng Qianmo had rejected Jian Cheng's coveted guaranteed admission. To compensate for his loss, the academy agreed to provide materials for his project, but when the final tally came in, it was clear they could only gather about a third of what he needed. The rest would require city-level intervention. Hearing this, Qianmo expressed his gratitude. "Thank you, Director Li. I have urgent matters to attend to, so I'll be going." Director Li started to stop him, but Liu Yanzuo held him back. "Let him be. As long as he doesn't cause a death, Jian Cheng Academy will back him up." Before leaving, Qianmo offered a cryptic smile. "I'm building a weapon that will define a new era." In Fenghua Academy's conference room, the fallout from Fenghua's cheating scandal was severe. The Education Bureau announced harsh penalties, reduced resources for the academy, revocation of honors and titles, expulsion of Li Daoyu and several accomplices, a 5-year ban on their participation in national exams. Worse still, the instigator, Director Wang Chanfeng, was placed under investigation by the disciplinary committee. Rumors spread of students transferring en masse, with many predicting it would take 7 to 8 years for Fenghua Academy to recover. The atmosphere in the conference room was grim. Then, the doors burst open. "Emergency. Cheng Qianmo is here causing trouble." The room erupted. "What insolence! He dares come here after what he's done. I want to see what this so-called prodigy scatterer can do." When Qianmo entered, his calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the chaos. A teacher muttered, "He's certainly handsome, but why is he here?" Qianmo's lips curled into a sly smile. "I'm here to challenge Fenghua Academy to a secret realm ownership battle. The room fell silent before erupting again. A single student wants to claim our secret realm. About secret realm ownership battles, secret realms typically belong to institutions, while outsiders can enter with permission. Only by breaking the realm's record can someone claim ownership. This process is called a secret realm ownership battle. A teacher sneered, "You're just a level 17 scatter. Do you seriously think you can challenge us? Get lost before you embarrass yourself." Kianmo tilted his head. "What's wrong? Is Fenghua afraid of losing?" Fuming, the teacher retorted, "Fine. Let's see if you can back up that arrogance. Name your terms." Kianmo smirked. "If I win, the secret realm becomes mine. If I lose," he paused, feigning thought. "Well, I won't lose, so why bother?" The provocation worked. Fenghua Academy had no choice but to accept. As Cheng Qianmo finished laying out his wager, Fenghua Academy's principal, Khan, raised a hand to silence the protesting teachers. "What exactly are you betting, young man?" Khan asked. Qianmo's tone was calm, but resolute. "If I succeed in my challenge, you must provide at least 5 of the materials listed here." Khan squinted at the list. "What does a student need with these materials? Is he a blacksmith in training?" Then his gaze sharpened. "And if you fail," Qianmo smirked, "you can ask for anything you want." The principal grinned, clearly intrigued. "Very well, we accept your terms. This way, please." "Our academy controls for beginner-level secret realms," Kong explained as they walked. "The Death Mines, Wailing Caverns, Hidden Cliff Castle, and Dark Abyss. You'll get 3 chances. Break the record in any one of them, and the bet is yours." The audience murmured in anticipation. "He'll probably pick the Death Mines. It's the easiest one. Even then, the record is insane." Back when Mr. Luo said it, he had to grind for 2 months to achieve it. But the room erupted into shock when Qianmo announced his choice. "I'll take the Dark Abyss." Gasps filled the room. "The Dark Abyss? That's the hardest one." Even Principal Khan felt compelled to intervene. "The terrain of the Abyss is extremely complex. At your level, success is practically impossible. You should reconsider." Qianmo's grin widened. "No need, my choice is final." Khan immediately ordered a live broadcast to every classroom, his voice carrying a mix of excitement and confidence. "Broadcast it now. If he fails, it will be a powerful motivator for our students." The Dark Abyss was a labyrinthine underwater reservoir filled with Murlocs monsters with poor eyesight, but exceptional hearing. As Qianmo stepped inside, nostalgia washed over him. "Just like old times," he muttered, hefting his weapon. With a single overhead strike, he decimated a group of Murlocs, leaving them all barely clinging to life. Following up with a ground strike, he finished them off in one smooth motion. "What the?" one of the observing students exclaimed. "That damage is insane." Pushing through a narrow canyon, Qianmo encountered a dense swarm of piranha-like Murlocs, the first major obstacle of the Abyss. Normally, fighting them in the water would be a nightmare. But Qianmo wasn't a normal player. He activated the universal skill leap, soaring gracefully over the Murloc horde. "What the hell? He's using leap like it's some Wuxia Lightfoot technique." Even the teachers were taken aback. Mr. Luo spent half a day struggling with that swarm, and this kid just skipped it entirely. Principal Kong watched in stunned silence. "He's already ahead of Luo's record time by half. How is this possible?" Soon, Qianmo reached the first boss, Bolton, the Lobster King, with a health pool of 3,000. He smirked, weaker than that sticky blob from before. "This'll be quick." Bolton remained stationary, its AI designed to engage only when attacked or approached. The teachers scoffed. "What a reckless move, attacking Bolton outright." One of them sneered. Even Luoyang had to find a way to sneak past without triggering the boss. "Let's see this kid get torn apart by the enraged piranhas." But Qianmo wasn't one to play by the rules. He dashed forward, slid under Bolton with a low kick, then leapt up with a flying kick that sent the lobster tumbling into the lake. As Bolton splashed into the water, it grinned. Confident in its aquatic superiority, it prepared to dive, assuming Qianmo would flounder, but Qianmo simply switched to his gauntlets. "You want to fight underwater? Fine by me." Before Bolton could react, Qianmo delivered a stomp, forcing the lobster deeper into the water. The scent of blood attracted the swarm of frenzied piranhas. "They don't care if you're the boss," Qianmo muttered, watching as the piranhas tore into Bolton. Desperate to escape, Bolton tried to surface, but Kianmo wouldn't allow it. He grabbed the lobster's claw, threw it back into the water, and pinned it down. Then, with a quick flick of his grappling hook, he shot up to a ledge and sprinted deeper into the dungeon. "Your intelligence is sorely lacking," he called back. The screen faded to Bolton's shredded remains floating on the lake's surface. The entire student body and faculty of Fenghua Academy were left utterly dumbfounded as Cheng Qianmo's flawless execution unfolded before their eyes. It was impossible not to make comparisons. "If this kid can do it so perfectly," one teacher muttered, "doesn't that make Mr. Luo look like a joke?" Hoping the maze might trip Qianmo up, the crowd's anticipation turned to disbelief as he navigated its labyrinthine paths without a single misstep. Even Principal Kong was left slack-jawed. His route is smoother than Luo Yan's record-breaking path. "Could he have been here before?" Then Kong stood abruptly, silencing the murmurs. "Stop fooling yourselves. Whether it's his first time here or not, you all know the truth, he's better than us. Why is it so hard to admit we've been outclassed? It seems," Kong continued solemnly, "that Fenghua Academy's pride will fall to a mere high school student. A new record will be set today, one unlikely to ever be broken." Qianmo reached the final challenge, the fire pits that summon the deadly black zephyr snakes. Lighting a single pit would summon 4 snakes. Most players would handle them one batch at a time to avoid being overwhelmed. But Qianmo, let's get this over with. He ignited all 4 fire pits at once, summoning 16 snakes simultaneously. The audience gasped. "What the hell? He's going to fight all 16 at once. If he pulls this off," one student whispered, "I'm transferring to Jiancheng Academy tomorrow." The teachers, however, were less impressed. "Foolish arrogance, he's seconds from disaster. If he fails, at least we'll save our academy's honor." Principal Khan narrowed his eyes. "Cheng Qianmo, let's see if you're a genius or an idiot." The black zephyr snakes lunged, venomous fangs bare, but Qianmo stood his ground. "Time for a little necromancer magic," he muttered, activating the Ghost Cry signature skill, Corrosion Preamble. The air shimmered as the snake's magical resistance and abnormal status resistances were dramatically reduced. As the snakes charged, Qianmo launched into action, springing into the air with a soaring leap. Mid-flight, he hurled a napalm grenade, which exploded above the snake horde. The flames, augmented by Corrosion Preamble, ignited the snakes with terrifying efficiency. "What's he doing?" a teacher stammered. "Is he?" The question was cut short as Qianmo pulled out a staff, chanting rapidly. A swirling magic circle formed in the sky above. Meteor shower. Massive flaming rocks rained down, combining with the napalm's blaze to turn the battlefield into an inferno. The snakes were annihilated in a cacophony of fire and explosions. The room fell silent. Scatterers aren't supposed to be this powerful. That combination napalm, corrosion, and meteor shower, the synergy is incredible. Principal Khan shook his head in resignation. "We've lost. This level of creative combat, our defeat, is well-deserved." The blue flame of the central pillar flared to life, signaling the arrival of the final boss, Acumail, the 3-headed Hydra. "Who dare summon me?" its voices hissed. Qianmo smirked. "Old friend, it's been a while. Let's see if you've improved." Acumail roared in fury. "Insolent worm, you will pay for your arrogance." The Hydra lunged, unleashing its poison spray, but Qianmo dodged with blink, closing the gap in an instant. He unleashed Cleave, severing Acumail's left head with a single strike. The Hydra screeched in pain but began to regenerate. "Still doing the infinite respawn trick, huh?" Qianmo muttered, switching weapons mid-motion. He dashed to Acumail's right, activating the assassin skill Backstab, cutting down its second head. To finish, he fired a grappling hook at the central pillar, yanking himself back toward Acumail's main head. With a spinning blade draw, he delivered a devastating arc of energy, slicing through the Hydra's central skull. "Congratulations, Cheng Qianmo, you have set a new record for the Dark Abyss. 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 32 seconds. Ownership of the Dark Abyss has now been transferred to Cheng Qianmo." The Academy's leadership could only watch in stunned silence as their once prized realm slipped from their grasp. Principal Khan escorted Qianmo back into the Academy with a forced smile, but the beau's sharp gaze never wavered. He knew the truth behind the facade. Kang's deference was a ruse. Beneath it lay a deadly intent to eliminate him. Had it not been for the unseen protection of a powerful ally, Cheng Qianmo might have perished here today. But now, the tables had turned, and it was the so-called elites who were left crushed and humiliated. After slaying Akumail, Chen Qianmo leveled up to 18, his combat power soaring to an incredible 13,028. A system prompt flashed before him. You've obtained a basic materials chest. Would you like to open it? Without hesitation, Qianmo selected yes. Congratulations. You've received Hydra Fangs, Heavy Sea Turtle Shell, and Void Tendrils. Qianmo smiled. These are exactly what I need for my weapon. One step closer to success, the Lev leaderboard updated as his name etched itself onto the Dark Abyss monument. The faculty stared, dumbfounded. We've been blinded by the records we once deemed untouchable, one teacher muttered. And now we've paid the price for it. Principal Khan, Qianmo began, his tone calm yet commanding. It's time for you to honor your promise. I expect those materials within a week. Khan nodded reluctantly. Rest assured, we'll gather what you need. But Qianmo wasn't finished. His eyes sharpened. I'm challenging the other 3 secret realms as well. The teachers erupted into panic. Principal Khan, you mustn't allow it. At this rate, we'll lose everything. Khan slammed his fist onto the table. You fools. According to the rules, we can't refuse a secret realm ownership battle. If we don't agree, we lose by default. Then he smirked, addressing Qianmo. Fine. If you win, I'll double the materials promised. But I have one condition. Fenghua Academy merges with Zhangcheng Academy. The staff gasped. Principal Kang's a sly one. If Qianmo wins, at least Fenghua's legacy can continue under Zhangcheng's banner. Meanwhile, the Tian Academy was scrambling to prepare for Qianmo's arrival. That troublemaker Chen Qianmo is here. A staff member reported. Principal Zhang waved dismissively. No need to panic over something so trivial. Sure, he's skilled, but we have our ways of slowing him down. He'll never even reach the secret realms. As Qianmo approached Tianhe's gates, he was intercepted by a student. You're Chen Qianmo, aren't you? I'm Zhang Yuxi. Level 20 to Chem Master. I challenge you to a duel. Qianmo scoffed. So this is your plan, using dirty tricks to stall me. Tianhe's unwritten rule allowed anyone within 20 levels to force a duel, usually as punishment for serious infractions. Inside the academy, administrators monitored the duel via video, looking for weaknesses in Qianmo's fighting style. You've overstepped, Chen Qianmo, one said smugly. Eyeing Tianhe's legacy will be your undoing. Zhang Yuxi wasted no time, launching his thunder kick, but Qianmo caught Zhang's left leg with ease, then blocked his right with equal precision. The next moment, he flung Zhang into the air with a fluid counterattack, the entire sequence executed in under 0.1 seconds. Gasps erupted from the audience. That's advanced blocking, a skill usually mastered after a third transfer. Before Zhang could recover, Qianmo leapt into the air, executing the basic skill Eagle Stomp. Boom! Zhang hit the ground hard, coughing up blood before losing consciousness entirely. The announcer's voice rang out. Chen Qianmo, level 18, defeats Zhang Yuxi, level 22. The faculty scrambled, sending in their next challenger, Su Lakun, level 20 for teacher. Su sneer. We'll wear you down, one by one. Let's see how much fight you have left after 10 rounds. Qianmo's expression darkened. In that case, let's skip the theatrics. He activated his soul shock skill, forcing Su into a state of paralysis. Without hesitation, Qianmo unleashed his Gatling gun, reducing Su's health to 0 in seconds. The teachers watching the duel fell silent. Is this kid even human? Qianmo glanced at the camera with a cold smirk. Next, the atmosphere in the meeting room was tense. Finally, one of the senior staff snapped, he's making a mockery of us. Are we really going to let a brat walk all over us? The entire Tian Academy faculty stormed the training grounds, but their bravado crumbled as Qianmo effortlessly dispatched challenger after challenger. Even a level 27 berserker was reduced to a groveling heap within seconds. Next, no matter the level, the result was the same. The once proud faculty now lay defeated, leaving only Principal Zhang and two teachers standing. Principal Zhang's face was pale. We're out of options. According to the rules, we can't stop him now, but his thoughts turned dark. I can't let this brat ruin everything. If I kill him here, it'll all be over. As Zhang prepared to strike, a suffocating aura enveloped him, locking him in place. This boy as a guardian, Zhang realized. His face draining of color. If I make a move, I'll die. The oppressive force dissipated as Jung forced a smile. Chen Qianmo, forgive my staff for their overzealousness. Please, allow me to personally escort you to our secret realms. In the background, whispers spread about Qianmo's weapon blueprint, rumored to be revolutionary. Even a master craftsman was said to have begged Qianmo for a glimpse. His lifetime achievements rendered meaningless in the face of the Wo's vision. After defeating Akumail and challenging all the academies in Zhongcheng, Chen Qianmo's power soared, placing him firmly among the top 3 prodigies in Xiaoguo. Zhongcheng Academy's leadership convened a meeting. Given Chen Qianmo's godlike performance over the past 2 weeks, we've unanimously decided to award him the honorary title of principal. With no dissent, they planned a grand ceremony for his return. But seriously, where is that troublemaker now? On the Aphelian coast of the Apocalypse continent, Chen Qianmo had reached level 20. His conversion system and passives had leveled up to tier 3. Gatling gun, 5% higher trigger chance with wider fan-shape area damage. Weapon switching cooldown, permanently reduced across all weapons. Passive crit rate, now at 22%. Rift wave slash, invincibility duration, increased to 0.4 seconds. This allowed for even more complex combat strategies. It's finally time to craft my ear-defining weapon, he muttered, striding toward a blacksmith's workshop. Inside, an old blacksmith eyed him grumpily. Want to learn forging? 50 coins. Commission a job. 100. No money. Scram. Qianmo raised an eyebrow. That's steep. But the blacksmith didn't seem like a greedy man. Qianmo had a hunch. Is this one of those fanatical craftsmen who value skill above all? The blacksmith sneer. If it's too expensive, maybe consider why you're broke. Ever think you're just bad at the grind? Qianmo was momentarily stunned into silence. Touché, he muttered. Still, as he turned to leave, he sighed wistfully. A shame about this priceless blueprint in my hands. The old man's ears perked up. He rushed after Qianmo. Wait, let me see that blueprint. Qianmo casually flashed the document before snatching it back. This fee of yours, though. Free? Free? The blacksmith exclaimed, eyes glued to the blueprint. The forge is yours. Learn whatever you like. Qianmo chuckled inwardly. Got him. As Qianmo began his preparations, the old man marveled over the blueprint. This must have been made by a genius. I've been forging since I was 3, but I can't make sense of it. Qianmo smirked. That's because it was co-designed by me and a group of reclusive masters. Not something any average blacksmith could grasp. The old man paled. I may not understand it fully, but I can sense its brilliance. Please, let me help you forge this masterpiece. Qianmo considered. I'll let you prove yourself first. Forge these for items from simpler blueprints, and we'll talk. In record time, the old man crafted all 4 items: wolfclaw gauntlets, silver scale breastplate, brotherhood hood, trollkiller greaves. Each was of level 25 epic quality, far surpassing their original level 15 designs. Qianmo nodded approvingly. Not bad. These alone boosted my combat power by over 3,000 points. Suddenly, the door burst open. A young man, Huan Chia, stepped in. Huan Chia was a level 28 sword soul and a famed warrior of Blue Peak Academy. Master John, I've come for the weapon I commissioned. But his confident stride faltered as he overheard Qianmo scolding the blacksmith inside. Master John, what kind of amateur doesn't know the difference between mold thresholds and freeform forging? Huan Chia froze. Someone's berating Master John, the continent's premier blacksmith. Pulling back the curtain, Huan Chia saw the scene unfold. Master John stood awkwardly as Qianmo rattled off complex forging terminology. Master John, Huan Chia began hesitantly. Qianmo turned to him, an unreadable expression on his face. Huan Chia shuddered. Why is he looking at me like that? This feels oddly familiar. Recognition dawned. Wait, Qianmo. In his past life, Huan Chia had been one of Qianmo's closest comrades in Apocalypse, a legendary level 98 sword soul known for his unmatched skill. Qianmo smirked. Well, this is convenient. Let's see how Master John handles forging your weapon as a test. Master John groaned but relented, eager to prove himself worthy of Qianmo's blueprint. An hour later, Huan Chia proudly hefted his newly forged sword. Impressive work, Master John. The DPS and attack speed are incredible. The Kianmo's piercing gaze unsettled him. Why's he looking at me like that? I need to be on guard. The real test came next. After 5 grueling hours, Master Zhang finally finished crafting Kianmo's weapon. The forge erupted in a dazzling golden light. What is this? Master Zhang stammered, his voice trembling. In all my years, I've never seen a weapon like this. The weapon, luminous myriad blade umbrella, shone with unparalleled brilliance. Stats of luminous myriad blade umbrella, all for primary attributes increased by +8. Can seamlessly transform into 4 weapon forms, spear, sword, gun, and shield, down to the user's soul, ensuring it cannot be lost, even upon death. Current attributes are at 50%, requiring immersion in the blood of a level 25+ boss to unlock full potential. Kianmo tested the umbrella's transformation, shifting it into a radiant golden spear. Master Zhang could only gape. This is beyond anything I'd ever created. I didn't just forge a weapon, I forged a masterpiece. Huan Chia muttered, awestruck. This thing's basically a divine artifact. Kianmo smiled. With this, I've just rewritten the rules of combat. Chen Kianmo struts into Razor Swamp solo. Yeah. No party, no backup, just pure confidence outside. It's a madhouse, teams are forming left and right, like it's Black Friday, Best Buy. With 10 minutes to spare, Cheng smirks. Huan Qian's probably gonna show up last minute again. Classic. But he's got time to kill, so he pulls up his skill menu. First up, Void Orb. Picture this, a slow-moving, black, void-like sphere of destruction. It's got piercing damage for days, but moves slower than molasses. The trade-off, insane DPS and a cooldown that keeps things spicy. Oh, and here's the kicker. There's a 15% chance it'll auto-fire every time Cheng casts a spell. Passive damage for the win. Baby, next. He sets his sights on a crowd pleaser. Dark Glyphs. For 30 seconds, every hit slaps an enemy with dark glyphs, boosting crit rate and adding 10% dark damage. Oh, and it stacks up to 7 glyphs. Chen's loving it. Imagine spewing glyphs like confetti, unstoppable. But the real twist, when converted to passive, the glyphs don't need a timer or a specific skill. Every spear strike spawns glyphs like it's a party. Cheng grins, his gears turning. If I can convert all elemental glyphs, I'll be a walking laser show. Every strike, boom, rainbow devastation. Cue the haters. Nearby players start trash-talking him, calling him an XP pinata. They sneer. Who even goes solo in a dungeon like this? What a noob. But then, out of nowhere, someone shouts, "Hey, look, it's Huan Chia." Enter epic music. Huan Chia walks in like a boss, exuding sword soul swag. Ranked top 10 at Blue Wine Academy and hyped as the most talented sword soul in 30 years, this guy's a legend. The crowd's buzzing. Is he here to set a new dungeon record? But what Huan Chia does next, mind-blowing. He walks straight past everyone and respectfully bows to Cheng Kianmo. "Master Cheng," he says, "shall we?" Cue record scratch. The trash talkers freeze, their jaws practically unhinged. Wait, what? Huan Chia? The Huan Chia just called him master. Inside the dungeon, Huan Chia points out 2 paths, each has a mini-boss. You stick behind me and clean up the leftover mobs. Okay, don't do anything risky. Cheng smirks. How about we make it a race? First to kill their boss and get back here wins. Huan Chia rolls his eyes. Seriously? I'm level 28, you're level 20. You're punching way above your weight. Dude. Cheng's grin widens. What? You chicken? Huan Chia facepalms. Fine. But don't come crying if you die. He turns to prepare and Cheng is already gone, vanished down his path like a shadow. Huan Chia sighs. This guy reckless or genius? Guess we'll find out. Translate the following Chinese text into English for a YouTube comic explainer video. The translation should be humorous, conversational, and match American spoken habits. Use exaggeration, sarcasm, and contrasts to enhance the fun. Keep a dynamic flow. Elaborate on key moments with dramatic flair, while transitioning secondary scenes quickly. Show personality. Reflect the main character's unique traits with lively expressions and add flair to supporting characters. Engage the audience. Include interactive phrases like "imagine being in his shoes" to draw viewers in. Adapt cultural references. Replace Chinese idioms or symbols with Western equivalents. For example, Superman instead of Sun Wukong. Add comic-like sound effects. Use onomatopoeia like boom or crash to match visuals and enhance immersion. Use varied vocabulary. Avoid repetitive phrases and enrich the text with diverse expressions. Maintain the story's integrity. Preserve the original plot and structure while optimizing for English storytelling. And just like that, bam, a giant club swings toward Huanxia from behind. His eyes widen. Oh no, the animation delay. I'm toast. Before he can react, the club lands with a sickening crack, sending him flying like a ragdoll. He crashed to the ground, dazed and bruised. But before the boar man can finish him off, Cheng Qianmo steps in, blocking the attack just in time. Huanxia stares up at him, coughing. Cheng leans in, smirking, and bats his eyelashes dramatically. Oh, so this is the most promising sword soul in the last 30 years. You're killing me, no, really. You're hilarious. Huanxia struggles to his feet, trying to save face. Hey, it's not my fault. I haven't even had time to digest the stuff you taught me. And now I'm supposed to solo boarmen and a priest. Do I look as broken as you? Cheng's teasing grin vanishes, replaced by a cold stare. Do you know why you couldn't dodge that boarman's basic attack earlier? Huanxia hesitates. It's because, as a warrior, you subconsciously ignore small incoming attacks. Convinced you found the perfect opening, you rush to attack blindly, and that's what disrupts your rhythm. True mastery isn't about speed, it's about precision. Sometimes waiting for the right moment can turn the tables entirely. Learn that, and the techniques I taught you will finally click. Huanxia mutters under his breath. Precision rhythm counterattacks. He stands there, deep in thought, until Cheng breaks the silence. Huanxia, Cheng says, his voice steady. Do you want to become the greatest sword soul in all of Apocalypse Continent? Huanxia freezes. The greatest? Yes. Cheng replies, eyes glinting. Stick with me, and you'll make it. Huanxian's hesitation melts away. He grins wide and declares, Old Mo, I'm in. Then, with newfound determination, he charges toward the enemy. I, Huanxia, will become the #1 sword soul. I'm not losing to some boarman. The boarman priest notices Huanxia rushing in and swings his massive axe to meet him head-on. Their weapons clash with an explosive clang, sparks flying everywhere. Huanxia narrows his eyes and spots a brief opening, a single second where the priest's movements slow. He thinks quickly, if I reposition during its wind-up, its attack will miss. But I need to wait until the exact moment it strikes. As the axe crashes down, Huanxia sidesteps at the last possible second. In one fluid motion, he arcs his blade through the air, carving a deadly C-shaped slash across the priest's body. For a moment, he pauses, exhilarated. Is this what it feels like to fight on a razor's edge? To think ahead with every strike, every move, this is incredible. Cheng watches silently from the sidelines, a faint smile on his lips. The strongest sword soul in Apocalypse Continent is finally awakening. With the priest and boarmen defeated, Huanxia walks over to Cheng, panting but grinning. Old Mo, you're incredible. With your teaching, you could run Blue Wine Academy as their headmaster. Cheng doesn't acknowledge the compliment. Instead, he replies, what I taught you today, if you can absorb even half of it, my efforts won't be wasted. Now, for your final lesson. Huanxia straightens up, listening intently. You're about to face the boarmen's grand shaman, Karlga. He has 4 key abilities, a 2-second invincibility spell, instant heals, mana bolts, and 1 physical attack. Your job is to interrupt all his non-magical attacks while I handle the damage output. Wait, just me? Huanxia asks, blinking. This fight won't last long, so no pressure, Cheng says with a wink. Then, without warning, he launches a fireball straight at Karlga's face, following it up by transforming his weapon into spear mode. Cheng charges forward like a storm. Your blood will christen this weapon, he declares. What happens next is almost poetic. Cheng Qianmo, an outcast wielding a so-called garbage class, proves his doubters wrong. His damage output, off the charts. With a single skill, he annihilates waves of enemies that even the most powerful sword souls would flee from. While Huanxia fights to keep up, Cheng methodically dismantles the enemy forces, spear flashing with every strike. It's not just raw strength, it's precision, tactics, and a relentless refusal to quit. Where others see an impossible fight, Cheng sees an opportunity to dominate. Right in the thick of battle, the boarman boss, Karlga, growls, his wounds starting to heal on their own. Chen Qianmo narrows his eyes. This guy's regeneration is nuts. We can't just spam ranged attacks, we need to up the ante. Without missing a beat, Cheng switches his weapon to Spear Mo. With rapid thrusts, he punctures Karlga's defenses, leaving multiple bleeding wounds that cause continuous damage. 1,000 damage, not bad, he muses. Deader yet, several dark glyphs materialize around Karlga, intensifying the pressure. This spear is definitely his kryptonite. Karlga roars in defiance. Pitiful humans. I will destroy you in the name of the great Mikakam. With that, he casts a healing spell on himself. Chen glances at Huang Jie. Your turn. Huang Jie doesn't hesitate. He hefts his giant sword and slashes across Karlga's torso, interrupting the healing spell just in time. Turning back, he grins at Cheng. Well, gotta admit, I'm pretty amazing, right? But before he can bask in glory, Karlga begins chanting another spell. In the blink of an eye, he's healed for 1,500 HP. Are you kidding me? This guy's straight up cheating. Huang Jie shouts, his disbelief palpable. Chen shoots him a calm glance. Focus. Don't miss the next opening. Recomposing himself, Huang Jie watches as Chen lands another volley of precise spear strikes, inflicting yet another 1,000 plus damage and generating even more dark glyphs. This time, Huang Jie leaps into the air, capitalizing on the moment Karlga begins chanting again. With a powerful downward strike jumping ghost slash, he disrupts the spell, but before he can land, Karlga resumes chanting. Skills are on cooldown, damn it, Huang Jie mutters. He takes a deep breath and unleashes his last resort meteor slash. Twisting midair, he sends glowing yellow sword beams crashing into Karlga, staggering the giant boss for half a second. Cheng nods approvingly. Not bad, Huang Jie. Now, watch and learn. Time for a little magic trick I call at the vanishing health bar. With a flick of his spear, all the accumulated glyphs swirl toward Karlga, exploding into a storm of dark energy. The sheer damage is staggering, leaving Huang Jie staring, slack-jawed. Impossible, Karlga bellows, struggling to stay upright. I can't die. Nikakam will return to this world. Cheng steps forward, gathering swirling purple energy into his hand. With a flick, a massive shadow orb streaks through the air, striking Karlga with a critical hit for 1,071 damage. Thud! The boarman collapses. Huang Jie stares at the lifeless Karlga, then at Cheng. Your damage broke 1,000? As a solo class, old Mo, you're insane. Mark my words, Huang Jie declares, because of you, solo players will rise again. You're going to inspire a whole army of them. Cheng chuckles silently, while memories of their past glory together flicker through Huang Jian's mind. If we could gather the old squad again, we'd rule Apocalypse continent like before. What a dream that would be. Pointing toward the camp below, Huang Jie breaks the moment. That's the final boss. 100 elite boar men. All we need to do is rescue that goblin, and we're golden. Cheng pats him on the shoulder. Hey, Huang, you up for something wild? Huang Jie raises an eyebrow. How wild? Before he can react, Cheng kicks him down the hill. You tell me. Huang Jie crashes into the camp like a meteor, hitting one of the sleeping boar men, Mach 10 speed. Smash! The boar man dies instantly, and the goblin sits up, startled. Are you here to save me, human? The goblin asks nervously. Huang Jie wastes no time, grabbing the goblin and bolting for the exit. Behind him, the rest of the boar men stir awake. Oh, crap! Huang Jie glances over his shoulder as dozens of axe-wielding boar men give chase. But just as they're about to close the gap, a massive ice wall shoots up, blocking their path. Cheng appears behind them, smirking. You focus on the goblin. I'll handle these guys. Huang Jie protests. Old Mo, you're crazy. Are you seriously taking on 100 boar men alone? I'm staying. But Cheng doesn't answer. He stops in his tracks, letting the boar men close in. Then, his lips curl into a wicked smile. Finally, all together, he switches his weapon to machine gun mode, loading it with cannon rounds. As the first volley fires, Cheng jumps backward, using the blast to catapult behind the boar men. Huang Jie scrambles to catch up, shouting, What are you doing now? Cheng grins. Get ready for my signature dish, stewed boar men. With a quick motion, he transforms his weapon into a staff, A massive void orb materializes, growing larger and spinning faster as it hovers above the horde. With a flick of his hand, the orb plunges into the boar men, consuming them in an explosion of dark energy. Huang Qiao watched in as Cheng Qianmo unleashed his ultimate move. Wait, is this old Mo's trump card? Sure, the void orb's damage is insane, but it only lasts for seconds. The cooldown's a whole 15 seconds. What's he going to do when it disappears? His doubts didn't last long. Cheng casually pulled out a few magical orbs, tossing them up and down like he was bored. Old Mo, Huang Che yelled, panicking. Now's not the time to mess around. If you've got a big move, use it already. Cheng smirked and replied leisurely, relax, even these little magic bombs have their charm. Before Huang Che could argue, bam, the twin void orb slammed through the boar men ranks, leaving behind a sea of devastation. The ground shook as massive critical hits wiped out half the horde. Huang Che blinked, jaw dropping. What? Am I seeing this right? Old Mo, is this some kind of miracle? And wait, where did those extra void orbs even come from? Cheng shrugged. It was all thanks to his passive talent. While most classes could only summon void orbs once per cooldown, his passive ability at him triggered them multiple times without consuming mana. It was a perfect workaround for his lack of large area damage. Cheng turned to Huang Che with a grin. Stick with me, and you'll create miracles of your own Sunday. Victory screen. Congratulations. Cheng Qianmo and Huang Che set a new record for Razor Swamp. 2 hours, 14 minutes. Their average party level? Just 24. First place. Meanwhile, word spread fast. Their time was 37 minutes faster than the second place team. Most players assumed it was Huang Che carrying the run, calling Cheng dead weight. Little did they know, it was Cheng's personal skill that made it all possible. To reward a diamond treasure chest, Cheng earned a phantom cloak, granting invisibility, while Huang Che received a pair of high-quality level 35 shoulder guards. When Huang Che saw Cheng's loot, he froze. A phantom cloak, it lets you go invisible. That's busted. As Huang Che fumed in envy, the rescued goblin spoke up. To thank you, I'll share a secret about the undead scourge. He handed Cheng a letter. I've marked its location here. Farewell, and take care. The goblin vanished, leaving Cheng holding the map. It revealed a follow-up challenge. Escort the goblin to the dungeon's exit within 10 minutes. Impossible, Cheng muttered, at our current level. There's no way we can complete this. Let's save it for after our second awakenings. Huang Che nodded. Fair enough, let's head out. But Cheng interrupted. Not yet. There's a place I want to show you. Huang Che followed Cheng to a mountain, and with a single slash of his sword, he cleaved through the rock to reveal a hidden cave. Inside lay a mysterious level 26 manual. Huang Che's jaw dropped. This is it's real. I've only seen pictures of this in textbooks. It was said to allow awakened players to steal skills from other class branches. Cheng explained. I got a map from a quest, and it marked this exact spot. Huang Che, overcome with gratitude, lunged toward Cheng for a dramatic hug. Old Mo, I have nothing to repay you with, take me instead. Cheng shoved him away with a grimace. Quit acting like a soap opera protagonist. Go activate the altar and see what you get. Huang Che placed his hand on the altar. A golden light enveloped him, coursing through his body. Moments later, the system notification chimed. New skill acquired. Berserker's Rage Burst. Purple lightning crackled around Huang Che's body. This skill was a game-changer, boosting his attack power exponentially and giving Sword Souls a massive edge in battle. Now it was Cheng's turn. He placed his hand on the altar, and golden light spiraled around him, but as he read the system notification, his expression shifted. As a class refractor, you've already mastered all first-tier skills. You may now choose any second-tier skill. After a moment's thought, Cheng selected a long-range attack to cover his class's weakness. New skill acquired. Quantum Blast. The details. A devastating light element attack that damages all enemies within 10 meters and has a chance to paralyze them. Better yet, it could be launched at any location within 100 meters. Finally, Cheng muttered, a solution to my long-range problem. When Cheng Qianmo walked into the forge, old John greeted him with a mix of curiosity and surprise. Well, what brings you here this time, young friend? Cheng replied casually, I need to borrow your anvil and furnace for a few days. I'm planning to max out my forging skill before the entrance exams. Old John's hammer nearly slipped from his hand. Are you serious? You're just a third-year student, and the exams are only 4 days away. You should be studying, not hammering away at metal. Do you realize how much of your talent you're wasting on this? He started counting on his fingers, mumbling under his breath. 4 days, even if you had 40, hitting master blacksmith level would still be nearly impossible. But Cheng Qianmo just smiled, then pulled out a massive pile of glowing red stones from his bag. Old John froze, his eyes widening. And I call com's bloodstones. These are rarer than diamonds. Even grinding razor swamp 100 times wouldn't get you this many. Cheng explained that he'd discovered a hidden bug. If he landed a 100-hit combo, the dungeon would guarantee a bloodstone drought every time. Taking up one of the stones, Old John muttered in amazement. With these, your forging experience will triple. Maybe, just maybe, you might actually pull off a miracle. Cheng immediately got to work, hammering day and night. It wasn't long before he crafted his first masterpiece, a longsword that not only exceeded the excellent grade limit, but also used significantly fewer materials than even Old John would have. The old blacksmith shook his head in disbelief. Incredible, young man, you're putting me to shame. Could you teach an old-timer a thing or two? 3 days flew by, and Cheng Qianmo had already mastered ultimate forging, now capable of crafting superior grade equipment. But upgrading to advanced blacksmith would still require 100,000 forging experience points. Old John was slower. This kid went from 0 to 10,000 XP in just 3 days. He used 50 bloodstones to create 46 finished items with a success rate of 92%. I've been smithing for decades, and he's made me look like an amateur. Cheng waved him off with a grin. Just put the gear up for sale and price it however you see fit. I'll come back for the profits after I finish my exams. Meanwhile, over in the provincial capital, Cheng Qianmo's exploits had caused quite a stir. The officials of Hanwu City had hoped to bask in the spotlight, but the high-ranking directors from Tianhai City were all lining up to shake hands with Cheng instead. When Cheng returned to school, Director Lu Jiawei stormed toward him, furious. You little brat. I thought you were skipping the entrance exams entirely. Slamming a folder into Cheng's hands, he continued. Over 400,000 students are competing this year. The task: clear the level 20 dungeon no Marigan and defeat at least 2 bosses. You only get 1 shot, no retries. Sure, there's no penalty for dying, but failure's still not an option. His tone softened as he added, honestly, John Cheng Academy owes its current reputation to you. That's why we've prepared a little surprise for you. The academy gate slowly opened, revealing a massive crowd, teachers and thousands of students, all chanting Cheng Qianmo's name. You are the pride of John Cheng Academy, Lu Jiawei declared proudly. After a unanimous decision by the academy leadership, we are awarding you the title of honorary headmaster. The crowd erupted in cheers. Cheng stood there, dumbfounded. Honorary headmaster? Me? I'm just a third-year student. The teachers smiled warmly. You've earned this title. The academy needs your leadership to reach even greater heights. Chen took a deep breath, thumping his chest. If John Cheng Academy stands by me, I'll always stand by John Cheng Academy. Lu Jiawei added with a grin. Oh, and the scholarship slot you gave up. We've reassigned it to Luo Jingjing. Luo Jingjing's face turned bright red. On Cheng Qianmo, which top 10 university are you planning to apply to? Cheng froze, completely caught off guard. Before he could answer, his chubby best friend threw an arm around him. Don't worry, buddy. She's just saying she likes you and wants to go to the same school as you. Cheng groaned, grabbing his friend's ear. Have you been slacking off again? Did you even read the study guide I gave you? The surrounding students began to chant. Together, together. Cheng buried his face in his hands, sighing deeply. This academy's turning into a sitcom. Just as Cheng Qianmo was about to focus, his phone rang. On the other end of the line was Wu Chanel, a senior member of Tianhai City's Management Association. Let's set up a meeting sometime, Wu said. Before he could dwell on it, exam day arrived. Cheng and his group boarded a bus headed for the testing site. As they rode, Cheng's mind wandered back to his encounter in his previous life with Vice President Zhang Hanshan of Moulin University. That mysterious elder John had mentioned, could he be the same enigmatic figure Cheng met before? Without his intervention, Cheng knew he wouldn't even be allowed to date. But his thoughts were interrupted when the bus screeched to a halt. Why are there so many of you from John Cheng Academy? Your buses are blocking Manhwa Academy's parking spaces. It turned out Jiancheng Academy hadn't registered their numbers in time, causing a parking dispute. Before anyone could respond, a voice rang out. A country bumpkin school like yours dares to throw its weight around here. Move your buses immediately. The voice belonged to none other than Wu Yan, the head of Hanwu's Management Association. Lu Jiawei, representing Jiancheng Academy, stayed calm and silent. But then another voice cut through the tension. Well, isn't everyone lively this morning? The moment Wu Yan turned around, his attitude did a complete 180. Wu Channel, what brings you here? I'll arrange a grand welcome for you right away. The Wu Channel ignored Guo entirely, walking straight to Lu Jiawei to shake his hand. You must be Director Lu. May I ask which one of you is Cheng Qianmo? Guo Yan was dumbfounded. How did Jiancheng Academy get so cozy with someone like Wu Channel? Wu Channel smiled at Cheng. Young man, you truly live up to your reputation. He handed Cheng a box. This is a gift from Moulin University as an apology. Without hesitation, Cheng accepted the box. Please thank Vice President John for his kind gesture on my behalf. Wu Channel chuckled. This kid's shameless, taking the gift and still acting co. Lu Jiawei, meanwhile, was stunned. What on earth did this kid do to make a top 10 university like Moulin apologize to him? And they seem familiar with each other. Once again, Jiancheng Academy had benefited from Cheng's influence. At Hanwha City's Examination Monitoring Center, things were just heating up. As everyone chatted, the potential rankings for the top 1,0 candidates were posted. A blue-clad representative from Hanwha Academy smirked at Lu Jiawei. The top 300. All from Hanwha. Sure, you Jiancheng folks have numbers, but they don't mean much. But when his gaze fell on the second-ranked name, his face froze. Ma Xiaojian is second. Wait, who's first? He looked closer and nearly choked. It was Cheng Qianmo from Jiancheng Academy, with a potential evaluation of SS tier. No wait, that's impossible. The man stammered. The entire room erupted in disbelief. A 20-level candidate with an SS tier evaluation. And a solo class, no less. Who is this guy? What kind of monstrous talent are we looking at? Awkwardly, the blue-clad representative turned to Lu Jiawei. You really kept this one under wraps, didn't you? Looks like Hanwu's streak as 10-time champions might be in jeopardy. The announcer stepped in to introduce the dungeon for the exam. This year's challenge features for bosses. Candidates must defeat at least 2 to qualify for university admission. As the countdown ended, the hall lit up with a brilliant blue glow. For many, this test would determine the upper limit of their future achievements. Cheng knew there was no room for holding back. This is my chance to show them what I'm truly capable of. Only by proving my strength can I secure the status I need. I refuse to relive the Moulin University incident. He clenched his fists, resolved to grow even stronger. It was time to take on the initial sanctuary baptism. While others could refresh dungeon projections to gain temporary buffs, Cheng had already mastered all the beginner buffs available in Jiancheng. He chose to keep the basic enhancement baptism, which permanently increased all attributes by 5 points and boosted attack hand movement speed by 5%. Your personal stats have been updated, the system announced. Moments later, the leaderboard shifted again. Gasps filled the room. SS, no, it's SSS. He's been hiding his true potential this whole time. Cheng Qianmo had just become the first student in Zia's history who achieved a triple S rating. Teachers and examiners alike were dumbfounded. As other students were still clearing minor mobs, Cheng had already completed the first buff zone. And while doing so, he somehow attracted the attention of dozens of mechanical bombers. Is he out of his mind? One teacher whispered, does he want to die? But Cheng had other plans. He kited the bomber straight into the second boss zone. As soon as the boss launched its first attack, Cheng used a skill to swap places and vanished, leaving the bombers and the boss to blow each other to smithereens. Cheng Qianmo arrived at the gates of Nomerigan, once a miraculous city of advanced technology, now a wasteland contaminated by radiation. Mutated monsters roamed freely, and malfunctioning machines wreaked havoc. The system announced, you have been transported to Nomerigan's underground castle entrance. At the end of a circular staircase loomed Building 1, teeming with mutant rats the size of wolves. Normally, candidates would carefully clear the stairs step by step. But Cheng Qianmo wasn't your average candidate. Activating his equipment appearance concealment, Cheng leapt over the rats from the ceiling using his 1000-blade umbrella. With a smooth landing, he stood face to face with the first boss, Radiation Dust Cloud. "Hello, old friend, we meet again," Cheng said with a smirk. This boss was slightly stronger than its previous version to levels higher and with 500 extra HP. But for Cheng, it didn't matter. He switched his weapon to machine gun mode and unleashed a barrage of bullets with his Gatling gun. The poor boss didn't stand a chance, getting obliterated in seconds. At the monitoring center, the teachers watching the screens were stunned. Potential ratings are one thing, but what really matters is their performance in the dungeon, one remarked. At this stage, they should have cleared about a quarter of the level, another added. But when they glanced at the live feed, their jaws dropped. Wait, am I seeing this right? Cheng Qianmo already defeated the Radiation Dust Cloud. In just 2 minutes. How did he do that? Unfortunately, the replay wasn't available, leaving the teachers itching with curiosity. Meanwhile, Cheng had already reached the second stage, a swarm of bomb robots. "Look at this fool," a Hanwoo Academy official sneered. "He's running straight into the bombers. Their explosions are area of effect. Even at level 20, he can't tank more than 2 hits. Guess that SSS rating isn't worth much after all." But Cheng wasn't fazed. Weaving through the barrage of bombs with perfect timing, he evaded every single attack, making it look almost effortless. The watching teachers leaned forward in their seats, wide-eyed. What kind of movement is this? His positioning, his anticipation, it's unreal. No wonder he's rated SSS. This kid's a genius. But as Cheng kited the swarm of bomb robots forward, questions arose. Why is he dragging so many of them with him? Does he want to face the boss and the robots at the same time? Lu Jiaowei couldn't hide his concern. "Cheng Qianmo, what's your plan here?" Chen led the bomb robots straight to the second boss's chamber. As soon as the boss noticed him, Cheng's eyes lit up. It's time. The moment the bomb robots and the boss closed in on each other, Cheng leapt onto the boss's head. The boss retaliated with a massive electric shockwave, while the bomb robots hurled their explosives. Quickly switching his weapon to staff mode, Cheng activated a signature skill, Phase Shift. The boss's attacks and the robot's bombs all detonated at once, but Cheng was nowhere to be seen. He had teleported away at the last second, leaving the enemies to destroy each other in a spectacular chain reaction. Boom! When the dust settled, the entire room was littered with scraps and debris. Not a single foe remained. The teachers watching burst into applause. Incredible! He took out the boss and the bomb robots with just 2 skills. I've been teaching for decades, and I've never seen such raw talent. Finally, after 100 years, we have a student of this caliber. Heaven bless Zia. The Hanwoo official stood up and switched the main screen to Cheng Qianmo's first-person view. Everyone, pay attention to his techniques. We must study his every move. If you want to watch your own students, use the smaller monitors. But not everyone was pleased. One glasses-wearing teacher from Hanwoo Academy muttered bitterly. This was supposed to be our day in the spotlight, and now, some no-name kid has stolen it. Let's see if he can keep this up under pressure. Cheng advanced to the next stage, facing Nomerigan's ultimate killing machine. Known as the gatekeeper of the top 10, this boss was infamous for its brutal aging aura buff. Within a minute, challengers would lose 65% of their physical strength, drastically increasing their chances of sudden death. But to Cheng Qianmo, it was child's play. Gripping his greatsword, Chen charged forward, unleashing a series of devastating attacks. The boss retaliated, but Chen countered with a flawless slide tackle, dodging its strikes. Without missing a beat, he followed up with a grapple, locking the boss in place. With a smirk, Cheng prepared to execute his next move, a slam skill, aiming to finish the fight in style. Watching Cheng Qianmo's performance, the teachers couldn't help but feel puzzled. Why is he using a slam skill on a heavy unit? That's basic knowledge. What a waste of a move. The bespectacled teacher burst into laughter. Ridiculous. I thought this kid was supposed to be a genius. But then, something strange happened. Cheng wasn't affected by the boss's aging aura. The room fell silent. Wait. What? How is he not affected by the physical debuff? This shouldn't be possible. Realization dawned on them. Cheng had exploited the 0.1 second invincibility window granted by the slam skills animation. The bespectacled teacher's laughter froze. He actually timed that perfectly. Cheng casually pulled out his weapon And the room collectively gasped. It was unique parrot. A legendary artifact with unparalleled power capable of transforming into any form. Even Zia's top-tier elites had never laid hands on such a weapon. Chang Yushen, the director of Moulin University, scoffed at the commotion. What a bunch of country bumpkins. Haven't they ever seen real talent before? He added smugly. That Cheng Qianmo defeated our students back when he was barely level 10. With that kind of combat prowess, his performance today is no surprise. And don't forget the monstrous connections backing him. Even if we can't recruit him, we'd better bury the hatchet fast. On the other hand, Wang Kaifu, director of Lantian Academy, was beaming with excitement. So this is the one Huanxia spoke so highly of. He's no ordinary talent. Huanxia was right to admire him. Whatever it takes, we're bringing him in today. Half an hour later, the individual interview results were announced. Director Liu Jiawei addressed the room. Please proceed to the interview halls to meet the students. However, Cheng Qianmo's case is unique. Every university wants to interview him. So, we'll hold a group interview after all other student interviews are complete. This announcement caused an uproar. What? That's absurd. Are we seriously holding a public bidding war for him? One professor exclaimed. We're top-tier universities, not auction houses. If this is how it's going to be, we'll just drop him from consideration. Before the room could spiral into chaos, Chang Yusheng stood and spoke firmly. I support Director Liu's decision. A once-in-a-century genius like Cheng Qianmo is worth bending the rules for. Wang Kaifu quickly chimed in, eager to join the fray. We're also willing to participate in a group interview. Secretly, Wang hoped other universities would withdraw, leaving Lantian Academy with an open shot at recruiting Cheng, but as soon as the top 10 universities showed support, the others had no choice but to follow suit. After all, letting an SSS-rated prodigy with 22.0 battle points slip through their fingers was unthinkable. One by one, the other universities gave in. Even Qingbai Academy, the most prestigious of them all, agreed to the group interview. With that, it was unanimous. A collective interview would take place. Meanwhile, the results for the other students were revealed. Jiancheng Academy had an unprecedented 28 students accepted, with a jaw-dropping acceptance rate of over 60%, far surpassing previous years. Luo Jingjing secured a spot at Qingbai Academy, while 4 students were admitted to Lantian Academy. But it was Moulin University that went all out, accepting 6 students in a cleared bid to gain favor with Cheng Qianmo. Director Liu could hardly believe his eyes as he looked at the final list. When did our students get so good? He muttered. It was obvious that the universities were going above and beyond to win Cheng's favor. Then came the main event, the historic 16 University collective interview. Director Liu sighed as he prepared for what came next. This is the best I can do for you, Cheng. No matter what choice you make, your name will go down in history from this moment on. Cheng Qianmo, the provincial champion, sought after by every top university, had been offered unimaginable perks. Some recruiters had even promised exorbitant rewards. Many were convinced that Cheng would choose one of the elite schools in attendance, but when the moment came, Cheng stunned everyone by picking Shenyi University, the lowest ranked among the top 30. The room fell silent. Professors from other schools were left speechless. Even Shenyi University's own recruiter couldn't believe their ears. What they didn't understand was that for Cheng, those coveted skill books and resources other schools bragged about were utterly meaningless. Shenyi University's dungeon access permissions, however, were exactly what he needed. And so, the group interview began. The 16 university recruiters sat in a semicircle, each waiting their turn to pitch. Suddenly, Chang Yusheng from Moulin University broke the silence. Chen, about the small misunderstanding with our university, please don't hold it against us. Hearing this, Cheng Qianmo instantly realized what was going on. So, this guy is just one of Zhang Hanshan's lapdogs, he thought. It seemed Moulin University was desperate to bury the hatchet. Not to be outdone, Wang Kaifu from Lantian Academy quickly stood up. You might have some friends from Mar School, he said. One of them has been very enthusiastic about recommending you to us. Cheng's mind raced. Oh no, Wan Chan, his big mouth. That guy definitely exaggerated to high heaven. The other recruiters couldn't help but jeer. So that's why you two were so eager to go first. Connections. Choosing a university isn't something that should be decided by personal relationships alone. It's about Cheng's future, Cheng glanced at the professor from Shenyu University, seated far off to the side. It's hard to believe Shenyu, once the #1 university, has fallen this far, he thought. At that moment, a professor from Chinbai University cleared his throat. All right, let's skip the bickering and get to the point. We're all here to better understand you, Cheng Qianmo. And I'd like to start by asking, why did you choose the solo class? Cheng leaned back with a calm smile. To dominate apocalypse. The room went silent. Some professors were taken aback, while others scoffed. Ambitious, isn't he? Having dreams is fine, but this is borderline arrogant. A solo class with no late-game potential claiming they'll dominate. How does he plan to pull that off? Chan Yusheng chimed in with a sly grin. Even with his talent, the solo class falls apart in the late game. That's why many of us are cautious about making offers. But Cheng simply gestured with his hand. Anyone who thinks the solo class has no late-game potential is welcome to step forward and test me. The room erupted into whispers. One professor, red-faced with anger, slammed his hand on the table and shot to his feet. You kids these days are so cocky. Fine, if you can beat me, I won't say another word and I'll even praise you in public. The Qingbai professor offered to act as referee. Since both sides agree, we'll treat this as a friendly spar. No need to go overboard, just a light match to settle the debate. The duel began. The two stood opposite each other, ready to clash. For fairness, the professor said smugly, I've suppressed my strength to level 21. Let me show you the difference that years of battle experience can make. The other teachers whisper among themselves. Professor Ren's casting speed is incredible. But isn't he going overboard against a student? Before they could finish, Ice Lance barrage erupted from Professor Ren, streaking toward Cheng Qianmo like a blizzard of death, but Cheng simply smirked. Slow as a snail, without missing a beat, he whipped out his ancestral Gatling gun. Now let me show you what real speed looks like. He raised the gun, and the room echoed with the deafening roar of rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Ren didn't even have a chance to react. The instant the bullets left the barrel, Chen's passive abilities activated, amplifying the damage. Within seconds, Professor Ren was reduced to a bullet-riddled heap, collapsing to the floor with a loud thud. Cheng swept his cold gaze across the room. Anyone else want to try their luck? The teacher stared in stunned silence. One hit a complete obliteration. Where does he even get that kind of firing speed? And that weapon, it's a unique silver artifact. He's no solo class, he's a freaking mobile turret. Even Chan Yusheng began to sweat. No wonder he made quick work of Ding Han. This kid's attack power is absolutely insane. Meanwhile, Wang Kaifu from Lantian Academy felt a pang of regret. How could Huang Qian tell me he was this strong? I underestimated him and now Chang got the upper hand during the interviews. What a loss. The bidding war began. Kalong University offers to rank skill books and 80 million Blue Heart credits. Liuyun University raises it to 3 rank skill books, free tuition, and a house near the imperial capital's second ring. Yinglan Academy counters a 5 rank skill books and a teaching position with professor-level benefits. Danfu University goes all in with 10 rank skill books and a prime riverside apartment in the Magic City. But then Wang Kaifu dropped a bombshell. Lantian Academy will grant you unrestricted access to our library and exclusive permissions. The room fell silent. Wang's really pulling out all the stops, one teacher muttered. He's practically offering the Academy's entire treasury. Finally, everyone turned to Chen, the representative from Shenyu University. Well, you might as well make an offer. What's there to lose at this point? Chen stood up slowly. Shenyu University offers full access to all dungeon permissions, plus 1 ability fruit. The other teachers snicker. An ability fruit is fine, but your dungeon permissions are useless. Those crazy hard dungeons would eat most students alive. But Cheng Qianmo's lips curled into a smile. While others might covet skill books or other perks, Cheng saw them as worthless. What he needed most were those dungeon permissions, and the ability fruit was just a nice bonus. He stepped forward. I appreciate everyone's generosity, but I've made my decision. Wang Kaifu leaned back confidently, certain of victory. Chen, on the other hand, looked resigned, convinced Chenyu was out of the running. But Cheng's words left everyone in shock. I've decided to join Shenyu University. Chen sprang to his feet. Did I hear that right? After the interviews, Cheng visited Old Zhang in the blacksmith shop. Old Zhang furrowed his brows. Chen, are you out of your mind? You're the provincial champion, and you're choosing that rundown university. What are you thinking? Cheng smiled. Don't worry about me. I know what I'm doing. Old John sighed. All right. Let's not talk about it anymore. By the way, those 46 pieces of equipment you consigned have all sold. Your earnings come to 920 gold. What's your next move? Old John asked. I'm heading to Thunder City to take care of some business, Chen replied. Oh, Thunder City, the closest main city to the starter village. Well, every journey must come to an end eventually. It's time for you to explore the wider world. With that, Old John handed him a golden token. If you ever take the advanced blacksmith exam, this token might come in handy. Chen Qianmo strolled down the bustling street, his mind drifting to Old John. When he handed over that golden token, he seemed lost in thought, as if recalling some bittersweet memory. After quietly slipping Old John a 120 gold processing fee, Chen was still left with a hefty 933 gold plenty for his next goals. First up, buying the second stage token for Liu Bang's 1000-blade umbrella. Oh, and let's not forget the black card gifted by Zhang Conshan. A quick stop at the auction house was definitely in order. No time to waste, Cheng thought. Let's kick off the next leg of this journey. Nearby, a young woman gasped as she watched Cheng casually unleash a sweeping attack that obliterated a rare boss with 27 levels and 8000 HP. To her, even as a 24-level melee mage known for combat prowess, fighting that boss meant one thing: run. But Cheng, he was only level 21. And worse, he was using the infamous solo class, a so-called weakling. Yet he just turned the boss into a pile of scrap without breaking a sweat. Over the past few days, Cheng had been relentlessly hunting, gathering, mining, and herbalizing. All his foundational gathering skills were now at % mastery, and at this pace, they'd hit max level before he even reached Thunder City. Suddenly, a rumble echoed in the distance. The sound, it was Mozjus, one of the rarest roaming field bosses in Apocalypse. A towering level 27 monster with over 8000 HP. Mozjus was notoriously difficult to kill for players of the same level, but defeating it had a slim chance of dropping level 40 epic gear. Cheng's eyes gleamed. This might just be my lucky day, he thought. However, Mozjus was massive and notoriously hard to handle. Cheng quickly spotted a young woman already locked in battle with it. Her name was Lin Roxy, a level 20 for melee mage, but it was clear she was outmatched, her mana and stamina, or nearly drained. She was moments away from fleeing. Run all you want, Cheng thought. Once Mozjus is after you, escape isn't that simple. Lin Roxy, meanwhile, was in full panic mode. Ugly brute, stop chasing me. I'll blast you with my glyphs if you don't quit. She launched an ice glyph, but it might as well have been a mosquito bite. Frustrated, she cast Meteor Strike, sending waves of energy blade slicing toward Mozjus. Cheng watched her intently. For a level 24, her attack speed is seriously impressive. She's definitely got top-tier talent. But there's no way she can kill Mozjus with her current skill level. Mozjus roared, raising a fist the size of a sandbag to smash Lin Roxy into the dirt. Her face went pale. No time to dodge, she thought, closing her eyes in defeat. But just as the blow was about to land, Cheng dashed forward. The sudden intervention startled Lin Roxy. Ah, she yelped. Before she could process what was happening, Cheng unleashed a flurry of well-timed, devastating skills, battering Mozjus into submission. Finally, Cheng launched several glyphs of his own, dealing the final blow. Mozjus exploded into dust, leaving behind a pile of loot. The system dinged. Cheng was now level 22. Lin Roxy was speechless. Is this guy insanely cool or insanely strong? Cheng said nothing, calmly collecting the drops. Among them was a spirit staff, an epic weapon that increased all spell damage and healing effects by up to 50 points. An absolute gem for early game spellcasters, Cheng mused. He couldn't use it, but the resale value was sky high. Behind him, Lin Roxy finally found her voice. You're only level 22. How are you so powerful? I'm level 24. And I couldn't even scratch Mozjus. Suddenly, tears welled up in her eyes. I thought today was my lucky day, she said, her voice cracking. I finally found a rare boss, but I couldn't even take it down. Cheng pocketed the spirit staff and turned to her. Your talent must be related to attack speed, right? At least a 38% boost, maybe higher. Lin Roxy blinked in confusion. How did you know that? SS grade talent, extreme attack speed. Cheng reply, maximum boost, 40%. It's not hard to recognize, but your technique is amateurish. Melee mages demand high precision, and while your tactics are solid, your execution is lacking. Lin Ruoxi frowned. You're a solo class. How do you even know so much about melee mages? Cheng didn't answer. Instead, he turned and started walking away. Wait. Ling Ruoxi called after him, her voice frantic. Cheng barely paused to dispatch a few nearby mobs with clinical efficiency. Lin Ruoxi stood frozen, her jaw dropping. That speed, that raw power, she murmured. It's far beyond what our school's teachers can do. For the first time, observing Cheng's combat skills made her feel as though a door to an entirely new world had opened before her. As Cheng Qianmo prepared to head toward Thunder City, he turned to Lin Ruoxi. I'm leaving first, he said. Lin immediately bowed deeply. Thank you for saving my life, Furly ran for your guidance, but in that instant, her movement caused her black bunnies to bounce into view. The atmosphere froze in awkward silence. Before the embarrassment could settle, a sudden crack of thunder roared through the sky. The heavens darkened as bolts of lightning tore across the clouds, and a blood-red moon loomed ominously overhead. Cheng's expression hardened. A blood moon? This isn't good. When the blood moon rises, the world falls into chaos. It was a sign of impending disaster, and worse, Thunder City was just 5 minutes away. Lin Ruoxi, on the verge of tears, cried out, "This must be the worst day of my life. First the rare boss, now once-in-a-millennium monster siege. There's no way out," but Cheng remained calm, deep in thought. Beast waves come in 3 levels, low, medium, and high. Thunder City is only a beginner's main city, so this should just be a low-level wave. For now, the priority is finding a place to hide. His eyes scanned the area, landing on a faint glow in the distance. That might work, he thought. Without warning, Cheng grabbed Lin Ruoxi by the arm and slung her onto his back. Lin's face turned bright red as she stammered. What are you doing, you pervert? Shut up if you want to live, Cheng snapped, adjusting her position so she was firmly secured. His hand landed somewhere awkward. Where do you think you're putting your hand? She shrieked. It's to keep you from falling off. Quit squirming, Cheng shot back, gritting his teeth as the sound of thundering beasts grew louder behind them. Lin froze as she turned to see the massive beast horde charging toward them. Realizing the gravity of the situation, she muttered, "Oh, he's actually saving me. The disposition is way too close for comfort." Still, Lin suggested, "Let me down. If we fight together, we might be able to carve a path out." Cheng let out a dry laugh. "With your half-baked skills. Just hold on tight and stop talking. Women," he added under his breath, "only slow me down." Lin glared at him, tightening her grip around his neck in mock retaliation. "Fine. Then, let me slow you down properly." Cheng rolled his eyes. Is this girl a demon? Even in a life-and-death situation, she's still messing with me. Ahead, Cheng spotted an abandoned well. "Perfect," he said, motioning for Lin to climb down. "Get inside and high." "What about you?" she asked, her eyes wide with concern. "Don't worry about me. I've got a plan. Now hurry," Cheng replied as he charged toward the incoming beasts to buy her time. Tears welled up in Lin's eyes as she watched him run. He's only level 22. There's no way a solo player can survive a beast wave. He's sacrificing himself for me, a total stranger. But before Cheng could engage, Lin used a teleport spell to block his path. Without giving him time to argue, she shoved him into the well. The two plummeted into the darkness together. The well was deeper than they anticipated, and they quickly realized that the fall would kill them if they didn't stop. In a desperate move, Cheng braced himself against the walls, slowing their descent. But their proximity caused Lin's face to flush once more. "I see. Could you control your ABS? Something's poking me." After eventually climbing out, the two found themselves in an unexpected situation. In a nearby tailor shop, Cheng noticed a slight defect in Lin's clothing. He pointed it out, leaving the shopkeeper dumbfounded. "How did he spot that?" the tailor muttered, flabbergasted. Embarrassed, the shopkeeper apologized profusely, even compensating Cheng with 300 gold, an amount most people wouldn't earn in a lifetime. Ling Ruoxi crossed her arms, glaring at Cheng. "Remember, today's events are strictly off the record." "Oh, and I still don't know your name." "Cheng Qianmo," he replied flatly. Lin squinted at him suspiciously. Have you been deliberately guiding me this whole time? No overthinking. 3 seconds to answer. Caught off guard, Chen muttered. This girl asks way too many questions. He finally relented. Fine. Yes, because you're talented. Lin tilted her head. You said tall, not talented. What were you going to say? Nothing. Look, don't overthink it, Cheng stammered, clearly uncomfortable. Before Lin could probe further, Cheng fired his grappling hook to reach the surface. In the blink of an eye, they were back above ground. Lin quickly noticed her clothing had been torn during their escape. Turn around. Don't you dare peek, she yelled, covering herself. Cheng sighed, realizing the situation. Using his limited crafting skills, he fashioned her a makeshift outfit from beast hide. Though simple, the outfit was wearable enough to satisfy Lin. She accepted it but didn't forget to scold him. Why didn't you make this earlier? All men are the same, just like my mom said. None of you are any good. Cheng sighed again. Poor dad must have been a tough life. The two finally reached Thunder City. So, what's next? Lin asked. Cheng glanced at a nearby sign. The auction house. Lin's eyes lit up. The auction house. I know that place like the back of my hand. Consider yourself lucky. I'll guide you, but only if you buy me a new outfit. Grinning mischievously, she grabbed Cheng's arm and dragged him toward the auction house. Chen Qianmo was utterly dumbfounded. This little troublemaker is probably just ditching to shop till she drops, he thought, exasperated. Ling Roxy chimed in with a sly grin. Just so you know, what I'm planning to buy isn't cheap. You sure you won't run off when it's time to pay? Chen's lips curled into a confident smile. Pick whatever you want. I won't even blink when I pay. Soon, the two arrived at a bustling tailor shop. The spacious store was packed with shoppers. A distant salesperson greeted them with a feigned smile, but quickly sneered upon seeing their shabby outfits. Where did these two bumpkins come from? She muttered under her breath. What a waste of my time. Cheng caught her disdainful look and smirked. Dog eyes looking down on people, he thought, shaking his head. Meanwhile, Lin Roxy held up a dress. What do you think of this one? It looks great on you, Cheng replied. She nodded and went to try it on. But the salesperson snarked, you better be careful. These clothes are expensive, you won't be able to pay for any damages. Lin Roxy glanced at the price tag. 35 gold, that's robbery, she thought. She only had 150 gold on her, and there was no way she'd let Cheng pay. But Cheng spoke up, if you like it, I'll buy it. Anything else you've got your eye on? Lin froze. You're kidding, right? That's 35 gold, not silver. Cheng waved her off with a grin. Relax, a little money like this is nothing. Take whatever you like. The salesperson's jaw dropped. In an instant, her attitude flipped. Oh, miss, please come this way. We have some lovely new arrivals you might like. Lin picked out two dresses, totaling 40 gold. As Cheng paid, he glanced at the salesperson and said, I was going to buy a few more pieces, but looking at your attitude, forget it. The salesperson forced an awkward laugh, but Cheng wasn't done. He grabbed one of the dresses and scrutinized it. Hold on, let me check the quality. After a few moments, he shook his head. These aren't worth the price. The fabric's mediocre, the stitching's sloppy, and there's even discoloration. Are you trying to scam us amateurs? The salesperson's face turned red with anger. Don't just throw out baseless accusations. Our shop's been around for 20 years and has a reputation for top-notch quality. Oh, really? Cheng said with a raised eyebrow. Then call your boss. I'll teach them a thing or two about tailoring. Moments later, the shop owner stormed out, fuming. Who do you think you are, telling me how to run my business? Cheng ignored her question, instead holding up the dress. This material 50% silk, 40% mink, and 10% wool, right? But here's the problem, you're using low-grade wool in high-end clothing. Worse, this batch was botched during the dyeing process. The original color should have been brighter, but now it's dull. So, is your quality first reputation built on cutting corners? The owner froze, her mind racing. How does this kid know all that? Ling Roxy was equally stunned. What doesn't this guy know? Realizing Cheng wasn't just some random customer, the owner's demeanor shifted immediately. She bowed deeply. My apologies, sir. You're absolutely right. This batch has defects. It was our oversight. Please, let's settle this quietly. Lin Roxy shot a glare at the now panicking salesperson. And your staff dared to look down on us earlier. The owner turned to the salesperson and slapped her across the face. You've got a lot of nerve disrespecting my esteemed guests. The salesperson tried to protest, but the owner cut her off. Save it. You're fired. Get out of my store. Then, turning back to Cheng, the owner handed him a wooden box as an apology. Please accept this. And anything else you like in the store, it's on the house. Cheng grinned ear to ear. How generous. Thank you very much, he said, pocketing the box without hesitation. Just some occupational habits, he added. Make sure this doesn't happen again. Lin Ruoxi, meanwhile, was gleefully picking out clothes. This one's nice. Oh, and that one's cute too. I'll take this for my mom. And this one because the color's perfect. The shop owner could only sigh. Little ancestor, please have mercy on my inventory. By the time Lin was done, she had selected 8 outfits. Hey, check that box. How much did the old lady give you? She asked. Cheng opened it to count. 300 gold, he replied, stunned. With that, his total fortune now stood at 1,070 gold, making him a certified big shot among beginners in Thunder City. Lin grabbed his hand excitedly. Come on, aren't we going to the auction house? I'll take you there myself. And you better buy me another outfit while we're at it. As they entered the auction house, their moment was interrupted by an arrogant noble named Wei Xiaoi. Oh, look at this country bumpkin trying to impress a lady. You're not even in my league, yet here you are, pretending to be smooth. Cheng raised an eyebrow. You're really asking for it, aren't you? With a bit of trickery, Cheng baited Wei into buying one of his epic-grade weapons for 10 times its value. Furious, Wei immediately challenged Cheng to a duel. If you've got guts, fight me outside. A battle to the death. Not long after, Cheng Qianmo and Lin Ruoxi arrived at the auction house. Even Cheng, with all his past experiences, couldn't help but marvel at its grandeur. This is just the beginner-level auction house, he thought, stunned. But his moment of awe didn't last long, as Lin Ruoxi grabbed his arm and dragged him inside. Stop gawking. Let's get in there already. Excuse me, Lin said to the receptionist. How long until the next auction starts? And are there any private rooms available? The attendant responded with a polite bow. The auction begins in 10 minutes, and we have just one private box left. Allow me to prepare it for you immediately. As the attendant pulled out a silver card to finalize the booking, Cheng's sharp eyes caught it. So, she's got a family background. Huh. Silver membership at the auction house, that's no small deal. Must have been a gift from her elders. Cheng smirked inwardly. At least this meant he wouldn't need to use his black card and risk unnecessary attention. Just then, a group of men barged in. One of them, exuding arrogance, barked, "Get a private box ready for young Master Wei Junzi." The attendant hesitated before apologizing. My apologies, sir, but the last box has just been reserved by this lady. She's one of our silver card VIPs. Wei Junzi sneered, holding up a gold card for all to see. A silver card. You call that VIP? Take a good look at what real VIPs use. The attendant's face turned pale as he recognized the rare gold card. I see. Sir, please excuse me, he stammered before turning to Lin. Miss, I'm terribly sorry. I'll arrange a standard room for you instead. Here's your card back. Lin Roxy's face darkened, and she was about to argue when Chen gently placed a hand on her shoulder, shaking his head. Let it go, he said calmly. Wei Junzi burst into a fit of laughter. Smart choice. You peasants should know your place. Ruin my mood, and you'll regret it. Once in their standard room, Lin Ruoxi couldn't hold back her frustration. We were here first. Why did we have to give up the room? Chen's lips curled into a mischievous smile. Relax, just wait and watch the show. Lin tilted her head. What kind of show? You don't even know which room he's in. Chen cleared his throat dramatically. The king has his ways, he said with mock grandeur. Chen knew that Wei Junzi was a level 26 elementalist. With that clue, locating him wouldn't be difficult. Let's teach him the real meaning of VIP treatment, he thought. Pulling out a large stash of herbs and wars, Chen laid them out across the table. Lin's jaw dropped. This is way too much. No wonder you're loaded. A booming voice interrupted them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm your auctioneer, Wang Gang. Today's first item is a batch of Langxi Gras orbs, essential materials for crafting high-grade mana potions. Starting price, 2 gold. with a minimum increment of 20 silver. In one of the VIP boxes, Wei Junzi leaned forward eagerly. 10 orbs in one lot, and at this price, I'll take it. The bidding quickly escalated, and Wei secured the lot for 15 gold. Not bad, he mused. 1.5 gold per orb, definitely worth it. The second lot was announced. 46 Langxi gross orbs. The room erupted into whispers. 46 orbs. And the starting price is lower than the first lot. Bids came flying in, and the price shot up to 50 gold. In his box, Wei Junzi smirked. This is mine. Watch me crush you all. He confidently pressed the bid button only to see a red notification flash on the screen. Sorry, Wei Junzi is prohibited from participating in this lot. What the hell? This is targeting me. Fuming, Wei could only watch as the lot sold for 60 gold at a much better price than his earlier purchase. Slamming the table, Wei cursed. Damn it, that's cheaper than my lot. This is outrageous. At this moment, Lin Ruroxi was utterly confused. How did you figure out that 414 was Wei Junzi? Chen Qianmo shrugged casually. Both batches of Langxi herb were sent by me, but I specifically added a restriction to one of them. Anyone with the surname Wei was prohibited from bidding. Realization dawned on Lin Ruroxi, and she couldn't help but laugh. That's so sneaky. Wei must be losing his mind. Chen Qianmo chuckled calmly. Oh, this is just the appetizer. As the auction continued, Wei Junzi kept winning items at outrageous prices. Yet, right after, identical items would sell for far less, but whenever the price dropped, Wei was barred from bidding. This pattern sent him into a frenzy. This is too much. You two, go find Manager Su for me. I want the person behind this nonsense brought to me now. I'll make them regret ever being born. The final item of the auction was then unveiled, and the atmosphere reached a fever pitch. This is a rare treasure, everyone, so take a good look. Presenting the epic spirit weapon, Lingxi staff. Plus 11 spirit, plus 11 constitution, and plus 50 magic damage. Starting price, 100 gold coins. Minimum bid increment, 10 gold coins. The room erupted as the price skyrocketed to 520 gold coins in the blink of an eye. Wei Junzi's eyes burned with greed as he locked onto the prize. This is the real deal. I have to win it, no matter what. But don't tell me there's another restriction. Sure enough, his fears were confirmed when he saw the condition displayed on the screen. Restriction. Buyers with the surname Wei must bid in increments of no less than 100 gold coins. Wei Junzi's face turned ashen before twisting into rage. Again, who the hell is targeting me? Fine, you want me to overspend. Let's see who's more stubborn. With each bid, his anger intensified until... Congratulations to bidder for 114 for successfully purchasing the Lingxi staff at 840 gold coins. Wei Junzi froze in place, utterly defeated. I just blew all my savings on this stupid staff. Meanwhile, Chen Qianmo stood off to the side, nonchalantly counting his gains. After today's auctions, my total wealth is now 660 gold coins. Not bad, not bad at all. Just as he was about to leave, the door to the auction house burst open. Excuse me, sir, a man said. I'm Manager Su of the auction house. Some people are here to see you. Chen Qianmo raised an eyebrow as Wei Junzi stormed in, flanked by two of his lackeys. You. It was you pulling all those tricks. Chen Qianmo smiled innocently. Oh, it's you. Wei Junzi, something wrong. Before Wei could speak, his lackeys jumped in. Do you even know who Wei Xiao is? How dare you cross him? You must have a death wish. Chen Qianmo shrugged and replied with a smirk. Wei Junzi. Fake gentleman Wei, what's he worth? The jab hit its mark, and Wei Junzi's face turned bright red. You're dead. Fight me. A life and death duel, right now. Chen Qianmo rolled his eyes, but nodded. Sure. I'll play along with your fake gentleman act. The two stepped outside, and Wei Junzi raised his Lingxi staff triumphantly. You're finished. I'll make you regret the day you crossed me. The crowd gasped when they saw the weapon. Whoa, that's an epic-grade weapon. But Chen Qianmo is for levels lower than him. He doesn't stand a chance. Chen Qianmo smirked coldly. Don't worry. I'll use the very weapon you overpaid for to send you packing. The fight was on. Upon hearing this, a wicked grin crept across Chen Qianmo's face. In the next second, he vanished and reappeared right behind Wei Junzi. Bang! Bang! With a deafening thud, Wei Junzi was sent flying, landing in a heap with an expression of sheer disbelief. How is this possible? This rich second-generation brat had just drained his savings to buy a rare-grade magic staff. Yet instead of appreciating his prize, he got greedy and tried to recover his auction money by force. The result, not only was his precious staff shattered, but he also lost the money, his pride, and found himself smashed into the dirt by Cheng Qianmo. Cheng sneered, pressing Wei into the ground. "Take a good look. What color is this dirt?" The crowd watched in stunned silence as Cheng continued to dominate. Wei Junzi struggled in vain until there was a sickening crack. Cheng's weapon materialized out of thin air, and with a flurry of attacks, the audience was left utterly speechless. Though Cheng could have ended the fight in a single blow, he repeatedly targeted the Lingxi staff instead. Each strike chipped away at its durability until it became permanently damaged and irreparable. Ling Roxy watched the scene with a sly smile. "That's the man I've chosen." Not only did he make Wei pay through the nose, but now Wei's also losing for levels. Brilliant. As Wei watched his treasured staff teeter on the brink of destruction, bitterness consumed him, but Cheng wasn't about to leave him any room for recovery. "Since you enjoy throwing your weight around, I'll be your sparring partner today." With that, Cheng unleashed a barrage of glowing runes that slammed into Wei Junzi, sending him spitting a mouthful of black blood. "My staff, my precious staff," Wei wailed as he was blasted into the air. He landed face first in front of Cheng, sprawled out in a pitiful heap. Cheng casually pulled out his black card and smirked. "Now, open your eyes wide. What color is this?" Wei, barely holding on, forced himself to look at the card. One glance at the shimmering black card, and he collapsed unconscious on the spot. The spectators were equally stunned. "That's the second highest tier card, after the red one. It represents incredible status and privilege." Someone in the crowd suddenly recognized him. "Wait, that's Cheng Qianmo, the genius from Abai province, the one they call the Monster Wanderer. No wonder he's treating Wei Junzi like a punching bag." Lin Roxy, not one to let him off easily, grabbed Cheng by the collar. "Top scorer. Ha, you've been hiding deep. You have a black card, and yet you made me embarrass myself." Cheng responded with a quick head pat. Lin immediately quieted down, though she pouted. "It was all part of the plan to lure Wei Junzi in," Cheng explained. Lin sighed, reluctantly giving in. "Fine, but watch yourself next time. I'll let you off today." The auction house manager, eager to smooth things over, approached with a chest. "My deepest apologies for any offense earlier. Please accept this humble gift as a token of our regret." Cheng opened the chest to reveal the Sun-Moon Demon Scales. His eyes gleamed. "Another material for upgrading my 1,000-blade umbrella. How fortunate." Accepting the apology, Cheng waved it off. No harm done. This was all Wei Junzi's fault. "By the way, manager, can you help me keep an eye out for the materials listed here? Let me know if they show up at auction." After sorting things out, the manager bowed deeply as Cheng and Lin walked away, but Lin seemed unusually quiet. Cheng noticed immediately and asked, "What's on your mind?" Lin hesitated before answering. "If I go back home, will you miss me?" Cheng froze, caught completely off guard. Before he could respond, Lin leaned in and kissed him. "Remember, this is your reward, and listen carefully. While I'm gone, you're not allowed to look at other girls." Cheng could only nod in exasperation. "What a mischievous little devil," he muttered. Later, Cheng focused on leveling up his alchemy skills. With an 80% experience bonus, he maxed out herbalism in just one day. Feeling prepared, he headed to Nightshade Town, near Thunder City. The area was overrun with elite wraiths, all at level 25. At night, they were 5 times stronger, making it a no-go zone for ordinary players. For Cheng, however, it was the perfect stage. "The night of slaughter begins," he murmured, summoning creatures from his arsenal. Provocation dolls, contract summons, and mage summons. The plan was simple: gather the wraiths in one spot and wipe them out in one fell swoop. His summons moved systematically, drawing in hordes of enemies. Once the wraiths had been corralled to the central square, Cheng took over. Stepping forward, he cast a massive net that trapped the monsters in place. Activating his enchanted boots, he sped up, gulping down a swiftness potion to keep pace. With his summons taking minimal damage, it was time for the main event. Cheng raised his staff and conjured a towering ice wall, cutting off any escape. Now it's showtime. With a snap of his fingers, he unleashed the quantum explosion, shocking enemies within a 10-meter radius and giving him control over where the explosions landed. The skill, with its mere 20-second cooldown, paired perfectly with his passive towns. In no time, the wraiths were obliterated. Instant kill. This skill is like a nuke on low-level maps, Cheng marveled. No wonder it's a stolen altar technique. The corpses of the wraiths began to reform, readying for resurrection. Cheng grinned. Perfect. Time to farm more XP. Later, when he casually demonstrated a crafting skill, he left the vice president of the Life Guild utterly speechless. The man immediately offered him an elite guild artisan as a partner, but Cheng refused without hesitation. The crowd criticized him for being greedy, and even the guild leader thought he was being foolish. But when Cheng pulled out a legendary appraisal book, the entire room fell silent. Even the guild leader admitted, "My skills don't hold a candle to his." After a long night of grinding, Cheng Qianmo finally hit level 25. His awakened talent had also reached level 3. With a combat power evaluation of over 23,000, his base strength was now almost equal to his agility, and before hitting level 30, he would have double base attributes exceeding 100 points each. With 4 days left until freshman orientation, Cheng decided to max out his leatherworking experience. After 3 days of relentless effort, he finally filled the experience bar for beginner leatherworking. If it weren't for school starting soon, he would have treated himself to some well-earned relaxation. To top it off, even obtained the ultimate leatherworking skillbook. At that moment, a middle-aged man in green robes approached and remarked, "Young friend, to have advanced both herbalism and leatherworking to their ultimate levels, such a young age your talent is truly remarkable." A bystander immediately recognized the man and exclaimed, "That's Gao Jing, president of the Thunder City Life Association." And the bow isn't that Cheng Qianmo, the top scorer from Ebai province. His combat talent is extraordinary, but even his life skills are jaw-dropping. Cheng turned around, puzzled. Gao Jing introduced himself, saying, "I am Gao Jing, president of the Thunder City Life Association. After learning about your accomplishments in herbalism and leatherworking, I've come personally to invite you to join our association." Without hesitation, Cheng declined. Gao Jing quickly interjected, "Don't be so hasty. This isn't just a simple invitation. I'm offering you the position of counselor within our association." The crowd gasped in shock. A counselor? That rank was second only to the president and Elder Yuan. Counselors enjoy a permanent 15% discount at every store across the continent, a privilege that could save an unimaginable amount of money. In Cheng's previous life, there had been no life association, but judging from the reactions of the onlookers, this position clearly had significant perks. After a moment of thought, Cheng still declined. Gao Jing was stunned. "Young man, I don't think you understand the authority and privileges of being a counselor. It allows you to." Cheng simply smiled. "A counselor's position isn't enough for me." The crowd erupted in murmurs. This Cheng Qianmo is too arrogant. Talk about being insatiable. He doesn't know his place at all. He's biting off more than he can chew. Gao Jing's expression soured. "The terms I've offered you are already the best I can give. If you can't accept, then let's leave it at that." He turned and sighed, shaking his head. "I must have misjudged him. His talent is impressive, but his character is flawed. He's too greedy and overconfident. With this attitude, he'll never reach the top." But just as Gao Jing was about to leave, Cheng called out from behind, "Who said I've only mastered to life skills?" Gao Jing froze and turned back, disbelief written all over his face. "What did you just say? Are you serious?" Cheng smirked. "If I've mastered 3 life skills at their ultimate levels, will you make me an elder?" Gao Jing was stunned, but he quickly nodded. "If that's true, I'll immediately promote you to elder. You'll also receive a 20% permanent discount at all stores." Cheng felt the offer was finally worth considering. He pulled out his certifications, casually revealing his 3rd skill. When the ultimate blacksmithing certification appeared, the crowd collectively dropped their jaws. Blacksmithing, one of the top 3 hardest professions to master. Gao Jing was equally astonished. As a mid-level blacksmith himself, he could barely comprehend how a young man could achieve this level of proficiency. After some discussion, it became clear that Cheng's expertise far surpassed Gao Jing's own. Gao Jing led Cheng to the Life Association in Thunder City, where he received his Elder Badge. With this, Cheng would be treated with the utmost respect by every shop and merchant on the continent. Curious, Cheng asked, "What's the relationship between the Blacksmith Guild and your life association?" Gao Jing explained, "The Blacksmith Guild operates independently of the life association. Those old codgers see themselves as above the rest of us. Unfortunately, our association lacks a true master blacksmith, so in terms of forging, we can't compete with them, but perhaps you'll be the one to change that in the future." In the Life Association's conference room, members greeted Gao Jing with warm smiles, but he quickly raised his hand to quiet them. "Everyone, I have an exciting announcement to make today. The young man standing beside me is the top scorer of Abai Province, Cheng Qianmo. From this day forward, he will serve as an elder in our life association." The moment these words left Gao Jing's mouth, the room fell into a stunned silence. But it wasn't long before Elder Qingyang Chang, an experienced alchemist, raised his doubts. "Even if this boy has outstanding combat talent, what does that have to do with life professions? If we make him an elder today, Thunder City's Life Association will be the laughingstock of the continent." Hearing this, Cheng Qianmo couldn't resist throwing out a jab. "Well, aren't you all a bunch of frogs in a well? No wonder the Blacksmith Guild looks down on you. Who says someone with top-tier combat talent can't also master life professions?" Qingyang Chang was furious. "You arrogant brat. Our association has always valued skill above all else. If you can pass our tests, I'll have nothing more to say. But if you fail, you'll pack up and leave immediately." Cheng Qianmo smirked. "Sure, but if I'm the only one being tested, don't you think there should be a little extra on the line?" Elder Kui Fan, sitting nearby, nodded in agreement. "The boy has a point. I'll make a promise. If you pass the collective tests, each examiner will give you a reward. How does that sound?" Without hesitation, Cheng Qianmo replied, "Deal." To make things easier for you to prepare, Cheng continued, "Let me list my secondary professions in advance. I currently specialize in herbalism, gathering, mining, blacksmithing, leatherworking, and tailoring, all at the ultimate level." Kui Feng froze, his jaw dropping. 6 professions all at the ultimate level. "Are you even human?" He turned to Gao Jing, fuming. "Why didn't you tell me this earlier?" Gao Jing, equally exasperated, retorted, "When did you give me a chance to say anything? This has nothing to do with me. You're the one who jumped to conclusions." The test began shortly after. Cheng proposed a straightforward solution. "Let each examiner ask me one question. A best-of-7 format should save us all some time." Gao Jing readily agreed. "Sounds efficient. Let's not overthink it." The elders each posed their toughest questions. As Cheng rattled off his answers, the room grew more astonished by the second. "Where did you even learn this? How do you know about rare phenomena like ghost root?" Cheng scratched the back of his head sheepishly. "Oh, that. Just picked it up along the way." By the end of the test, everyone was thoroughly impressed. His answers not only demonstrated profound theoretical knowledge but also far exceeded the scope of what they had expected. "A true jack of all trades and master of them all," one elder murmured. True to his word, Kui Feng stepped forward and handed Cheng a rare item, the Ability Devourer gem, worth an astronomical sum. "Here, it's yours. Consider it a token of appreciation." Cheng bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Elder Kui. I humbly accept your generous gift." The rest of the elders followed suit.